And I don't know if there's streaming on the internet. Can you hear me now? Am I coming through okay? And I don't know. Hey, look, I'm coming through on the internet. Listen to that echo. Internet. Now I'm going to record. Can you hear me now? Am I coming through okay? And I don't know. Hey, look, like I'm coming through on the internet. All right, I've silenced that. Now I'm going to try to keep things going in this other way. Where is Antonio on the... what you call it? I don't see Antonio. JH Rocker, there he is. Okay. Things are happening, and I think it's working. Okay, let's find out. Can you hear me? Is anyone watching me? Because I'm on the TV. I'm not actually on TV, but I'm on something. I have, yeah, it's going to be, so I'm squished. The image of me down here is squished. I'm being squished. But that's okay, because I'm going to cut all this audio out. I got to keep talking, because there's people watching maybe on the YouTube. And, you know, trying to get things done. Recording. I got the voice meter recording. I got the OBS broadcasting. I got the Discord happening in order to let Stu and Antonio know that the thing is on the go. Because we got to do the show. I'm out of water in my cup, but don't worry, I've got a bottle of water. Not a whole lot. There's some water, but not too much. But that's okay. I'm trusting that any minute now, Antonio and Stu will show up. Because Chinny's not around this week. I don't know. He and Tara had to go somewhere, maybe? Something. Yeah. What else do I have? I just remembered I have a Hostess apple pie. Yeah! What now? Oh, I thought you knew. That's good news. Hey, look, it's somebody. Hello, Antonio.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, I'm hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello. Damn, the gang's all here. What now? What's good, y'all?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm great. Ant, you doing all right?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I was messing up the sound. Yeah, I think it was coming through my webcam, not this expensive doodads.
Glad you got it working.
Yeah, we don't want no crap sound.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right.
Good.
Especially
God.
because I'm recording and broadcasting and hosting the call. I'm doing everything here.
And doing YouTube shit.
Crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't even added my YouTube shit.
Yeah, I've added Antonio's YouTube shit.
Oh, snap. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
if you
I
do
sent it
that.
over, yeah.
Yeah, I'm organized. Not like that, Duke.
Yeah, well, you know what? I got a couple of things to do here. So, you're going to have to give me a second.
Yeah,
although I suppose we could start the show and then I can do this while you're jibber jabbering.
Yeah, because you can.
You want to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Sure.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Here we go, people. Come on, let's do it. Yeah, get down.
Welcome, yo, to the veteran gamers. Juju, Jimmy, other fellas.
Antonio, Duke, Stu. That's really, yeah.
News, reviews, and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers.
Yes.
Here comes
Okay.
Duke with the soundbite savior.
Do I have a sound effect?
It's the veteran gamers.
There's that one.
It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers. Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
Hello and welcome to episode 632 of the Veteran Gamers podcast.
Hey, Veteran Gamers podcast. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
And I'm Michael Chin's regular replacement. Hello, everybody.
You are.
We love having you here, Antonio. Thanks for joining us.
We
Thank you
do.
for having me.
We do, as always, as always. How is everybody anyway? Are we well?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Yes, thank you. Not too bad. Not too bad. Thank you.
Can I just say, we don't normally get a running commentary as the intro's playing. You know, I'll play a sound clip here. What about this?
Well, that's because I'm multitasking, and as we all know, multitasking is a myth. I am task switching, and so I tend to talk a lot in my head when I am task switching. So I apologize for that. I wish it weren't the case.
It's fine. It was just different.
I tend to get chatty when I do that, yeah.
So, yeah, I did something stupid this week.
Only one thing?
Yeah, only one thing. I've been pretty good.
All right, what'd you do?
But I did. I pre-ordered a game, and I know.
Stu, when will you learn?
It was a bad idea, and I don't know why I did it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right.
So what game?
Yeah. Any guesses what game I may have pre-ordered and then regretted it straight after I did it?
Well, Dying Light 2 came out this week.
No, pre-ordered. It's not out yet.
So you're talking about a game you pre-ordered this week that's not out yet. Okay.
Yeah, it's not out yet.
Give us a hint. When is it roughly coming out? You don't have to say the exact date.
The end of this month. The end of this month.
End of this month.
Yeah, it's very soon. Very soon.
Ooh, what is coming out soon? I don't follow games.
Getting a lot of previews.
Elden Ring.
Yes. I don't know why I did it.
Yeah.
It looks good to me.
Yeah.
I know, but I don't like Dark Souls games. I don't. I'm shit at them.
Even though you played them before they were cool.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the problem, right? I read an article and it said they've made it more accessible. It's not any less difficult, right? So boss fights and stuff are as difficult as they've always been.
Yeah.
But getting to them isn't as difficult as it is in other games they've made.
Okay.
So the challenge is still there, but there's some respite between the challenges. And if you fail, you can warp straight back and have another go.
Right.
So whereas in the Souls games you've got to do all this like build up to get to a boss, which is like usually a gatekeeper for the next area.
Sure.
In Elden Ring, it's more like Breath of the Wild, so it's like more of a you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah.
But you're gonna come across some stuff like mini bosses and whatever in between.
Right.
But the bosses are more like just a challenge.
Gotcha.
They're like the challenge that you've got to overcome.
Yeah, sure.
So, and obviously it's the George R.R. Martin thing as well. So I'm just like, it looks so good.
Yeah.
And it was a decent deal.
Was it 40 quid? I think I saw the exact same deal.
36 I got it for.
Better than what I saw. I mean,
it's on PC.
I would say...
It's on PC.
Okay. I was going to say, you would be an idiot if you got it digitally, I feel, because then you could sell it, make your money back.
I've got it.
But I can see more of your point now. You took a big risk there, a big risk.
I know.
A big stupid risk, we might say.
I know.
But it might pay off.
You'll be the one laughing if it turns out to be great.
It looks so good. It just looks so good.
But it's all about the matter of, I mean.
Oh my God. And I know I'm going to be terrible at this, but it just looks so good. And I have to do it. I haven't bought a new game all year. I've resisted. I've been trying to play stuff that's on Game Pass, so I'm not spending money on games. I'm like, and I think I just bowed to the pressure. I was just like, I need something new and shiny, even if I'm terrible at it.
Well, you know what?
Don't believe the hype.
But that said, if you're going to have fun with it, it doesn't matter if you're going to be good or bad. Like, it's about having fun. And if you're going to have fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this and it looks like it's going to be a decent, better version of Skyrim.
All right, now, you don't got to hate on Skyrim. I'm trying to show you love while you made a dumb mistake, and now you got to go hating on Skyrim.
No, you got to admit, though, doesn't it look? It's got Skyrim vibes about it, doesn't it?
I can't tell from this.
Dragons.
Because there's dragons, therefore it's got a Skyrim vibe.
And elves and wizards. And
it's all about the gameplay. There's 1,000 role-playing games out there. The question is, how does it play?
I mean, would you be interested in having a go at this, Duke? I mean, I don't know what you like with really.
Souls games. I just stay away from Souls games. If it says Souls-like in any way, if anybody mentions Dark Souls, Demon Souls, I'm just like, look, it's not for me. I have a very punishing life from 9 a.m. to from 7:30 a.m. until.
I mean, come on.
What?
He's got. Look at this. I'm just looking at the video on screen, and he's got a club. It's just enormous.
He's got an enormous club. That's why you're wetting your pants.
No,
and he's fighting. He's fighting a clay pot with its arms folded. I don't understand why I'm supposed to be all excited about this.
Because everything's cool.
I'm not saying it doesn't look cool. Yes, the graphics look fine. Yes, absolutely. But I don't, Souls, no, thank you. Souls
What do you
I mean,
think?
there's the Breath of the Wild influence. There's the Breath of the Wild influence, taking Avengers out on potted plants and pots and whatever.
Yeah, but the weapon didn't break. The weapon didn't break.
I've seen a tiny bit of gameplay. I like Souls games. I don't play them very often. I was going to get Elden Ring, but the thing is, Dying Light 2 came out already, and I like getting one big game at a time, and that's it.
Sure.
Because my pile of shame's big enough already on Steam. I don't want to add to it.
Oh, no.
Sorry, I'm late with that. Yes, pile of shame. It's a shame.
Yeah. So I'll play it one day when there's more money in my pocket, less money to buy it, and I have more time.
And there's reviews out because it could be another Cyberpunk, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have pre-ordered it."
I don't think it's gonna be though.
Well, you didn't think Cyberpunk was going to be a Cyberpunk. I mean, I'm not saying it's likely. I'm just saying it's always possible, and I don't understand any value in pre-ordering.
Well, yeah, I actually have a story about that.
It was cheaper. That was the only reason.
Well, it's going to be cheap as soon as it comes out. Go ahead. Antonio has a story.
My favorite time. It's story time. Story time.
Go ahead, Antonio. Tell your story.
Well, I pre-ordered Dying Light 2 months in advance, and I didn't get it until the Sunday. So it came out on a Friday. I didn't get it until Sunday because delivery person didn't come, and it was stuck in some kind of pharmacy, and I had to walk, I think, 3.5 miles to go and grab it because there was no buses there. And all the time I was walking there, I thought, oh, why didn't I just get it digitally? So then the next day I go to Tesco to do my normal shopping for my lady friend and myself, and there's a massive stand of Dying Light 2s, cheaper than I paid for it. And I just kind of solemnly walked home and played Dying Light 2.
Well, they did a deal, didn't they? They did a club card price for 42 quid.
That was it. Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
I paid, like, I think, 46.
That was literally about a week after launch, wasn't it? It was so close to when it came out. So
yeah, pre-ordering's a bit dumb, people. Just
it is, but I doubt this is going to drop more than less than 36 quid in sort of the first month after launch. So just like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'll just do it. Sod it.
Yeah.
Sod it.
Sod it.
It'd be quite interesting, actually. Quite interesting because this is on Steam as well. Chinny could play this and have a go.
It's true. You have that Steam link sharing.
Steam sharing. Family is part of my family.
That's right.
He won't. Prove me wrong then, Mike. Prove me wrong, please. But
yeah,
I'd love to because he has played a Souls game once, I think. We should say why Chinny's here. We haven't really even talked about
because he sucks and we hate him. Is why.
Because he's a slacker. No, he's actually at the Crucible watching the snooker.
Oh, okay.
I believe so. That's cool. He's gone to the Snooker World Championships.
Yeah,
so that's why he isn't here tonight. He's watching people whack balls around the table.
Balls. While we're shouting out people, Antonio or Chinny, let us shout out also Ian Williams in the chat, Soul Brother #1, James Bevan, Derek Sines, everybody who's looking in. Thank you for joining us. I know it's a little different this week because I'm doing the streaming, and it looks different than when Chinny does it. Sorry, it's whoever's in that chair. I'm just getting the brain all mixed up. But we're glad you're here, and I hope I don't screw up the streaming too badly. I will be, of course, skipping between the Twitch and there's no one on Twitch and the YouTube to say hello and welcome to everybody.
Fine.
I'm sure it will. I hope it will. Yeah, fingers crossed.
You always do a good job. You always do a good job.
Sometimes technical stuff can go wrong, so let's hope nothing goes wrong.
Let's hope nothing goes wrong. It's been a bit weird. I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Anybody else got any other stories? I don't really have anything to tell about this week. I got my grades submitted on time. Woohoo! Which was the big stress at the end of the week. And that's why I'm not grading any papers this week, in addition to the fact that I can't because I'm streaming.
You've got other stuff to do.
I got to pay attention now. I can't just tune out.
And you've also got to pay attention because whilst you're busy doing all that stuff, the Duchess might sneak up on you. We know what she's like.
She is
when you're distracted. When you're distracted, she'll be there with a knife or something weird.
With a little bath mat shaped like a shark.
There you go.
We have one of those in each of our 2 restrooms because she was like, get a bath mat and get one that's interesting. And like the only interesting bath mats they have are the ones for kids. So I got a shark bath mat for our old place, and then when we moved into a new place, we're like, we need another bath mat. And I was like, I'll get another shark, and I did. So we have sharks in our bathrooms.
Kids do get the coolest stuff though. When I go around like clothes stores and stuff, I always see the kids shirts and it's got some character I recognize or something like that, and I then look at the men's shirts and it's just boring or plaid,
Right.
and I just want a photo of Sonic right here, man. Like, come on, man, come on.
There you go. Zazzle.com, make your own shirts.
There you go. That's true. You can
It's
make whatever you want.
Oh, I mean,
Possibility.
I have made shirts for like props and jokes, but unless you pay good money, it comes out terrible, which I kind of love about making your own shirt. I love the low quality PNGs you can put on t-shirts and stuff nowadays.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, should we talk about video games?
Yeah, let's talk about some.
Okay, now that I got this video queued up for making shirts. He's talking about Casper bed stuff. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about
Casper
video
beds.
games.
Oh my god.
Where are you going?
Did we
Story time's
advertise?
over, isn't it?
Well, I did a search for how to make your own t-shirts, and then this came up. So,
What you been playing?
What you been playing? What you been playing?
who's going first?
God.
Spin the wheel.
I don't know. The guest. I think the guest
Antonio should go first. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Should we keep it current? Dying Light 2?
Yeah, let's hear it because we've not got it. I was very tempted, but I didn't do it.
I have students who are playing
Well, what did you think of Dying Light 1? What did you think of Dying Light 1? That's the best way to start this.
I really liked it.
If you were to give a review noise or a score, what would you give it?
Okay, Dying Light 1, I would give a review noise of. There you go. That's my noise.
It's Dying Light again. Like, it's Dying Light again, and that's perfectly fine with me. The things it wanted to improve on, such as the story, it's surface level at best. There are choices in the story which they really marketed heavily. They are quite superfluous in my opinion. In the end, they don't matter that much, I would say. But the main bread and butter, what matters, the gameplay it's better than ever. It's top
so wait,
notch,
I'm sorry. When it comes to the story, would you say it's fair
He's got
to
a
say?
heartbreaking decision to make about whether his best friend lives or dies.
It is that incinerary. It is that black and white a lot of the time. Yes, it's no Mass Effect where there's 6 options. It's 1 or 2.
So let me
Is his best friend a talking pie?
Not yet. I haven't gotten that far.
You've done it again, Howard. Go ahead, Stu. Sorry.
Let me ask you this though. There was this massive sort of thing about the world evolving and changing based on the way you played and the decisions you made. Is that happening?
In terms of NPCs you see on the ground and some of the visuals, definitely yes, and like who controls certain safe houses and such. But I haven't delved too deep. I'm about 9-10 hours in, so I haven't seen obviously the entire story. I've been spending about half of that time free roaming, doing side quests, getting stronger. Because, as I said, the main bread and butter, the gameplay, is amazing. It's so much better than Dying Light 1, and Dying Light 1 was already blind.
See, because I heard nothing. I haven't played Dying Light 1, but I heard nothing but good things about it. But you're saying it's even better than that version. Wow.
Definitely, there are little things that make it different. For example, the grappling hook I have heard is no longer as overpowered in this game. In Dying Light 1, you could hook anywhere, and you could basically not touch the ground for eons if you wanted to. In this game, apparently it's different, but I have not grabbed it yet. I haven't delved too deep into the skill trees. Yeah. It's definitely more of like a loot-based game compared to the first one. There was loot obviously in the first one, but I will say, I'm tired of every game having a cursor menu when it's not on PC. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Maybe do it because you don't play on console.
Yeah,
Dying Light 2.
There's no need. They could easily, I'm assuming, change the UI slightly so that it's more accessible for console players and it's just up and down rather than having to use analog sticks to move a cursor around the screen. Just seems weird.
Do you reckon it's because the world is moving in a more PC gamer direction, or?
No, I think it's just laziness to just do one UI.
Either that. All I'd argue is the menus are just getting too complex. Because in Dying Light 2, there is your map, your journal, various crafting menus, various inventories, and a few other menus on top of that.
You could put like a button that will bring up a menu wheel and then choose stuff from that menu wheel for the console.
You can have sub-menus.
And here's what I don't get, though.
Very true. Very true.
Here's what I don't get. It seems so much easier for a PC user to navigate a menu that's designed for a console than in the other way around. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems so odious and frustrating to have to use.
Yeah, because all you need is a cursor on the screen. You just click on stuff as opposed to moving up and down with the D-pad or whatever.
Right. That's just weird.
Yeah, it seems weird.
Oh, well.
Going back to the Breath of the Wild clip earlier, actually, there is no repairing your weapons in Dying Light 2 versus 1, which might sound tiny, but it means that your replacing weapons more often, and it makes me not want to pimp out my weapons as much.
Oh, so wait a minute. So when they just break, do they in this game?
They just break, and I've
my God,
used any
you could
mechanic
love
yet
this
to
game.
repair it. I don't think you can. Otherwise, they'd have done it sooner.
Yeah, right.
And that just makes me less hesitant to buy upgrades or put, shock or fire upgrades on my nice weapons, because eventually they will die. But then again, in a way, you don't get too attached to your weapons, and it also makes you want to upgrade your character more. So, working on your drop kicks, your air kicks, and all that jazz.
So, Antonio, I'm sorry to cut you off. Hang on a second. I just did a search. PCGamer.com says, can you repair weapons in Dying Light 2? And the answer is yes, you can. However, you're going to have to invest a few hours in the game, blah, blah, blah. Something about installing mods to improve their durability.
Oh, well, that's not a base game, is it, though?
I'm just...
No.
Weapon mods.
Mods
in-game weapon
mods.
No, in-game.
All right, okay. Yeah.
Every individual mod restores 50 durability points, so that makes a total of 150 durability if the weapon has 3 modification slots.
Okay, so that's just making your weapon last longer.
Yeah, but once it's broken,
that's how we're doing. That's good to know. I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's good to know. That's good to know. But your weapon will still break, but that's not bad. The parkour is better than ever. Better than ever, definitely. It's much more fluid. Again, cool. Dying Light 1 was great. Dying Light 2, which is better. But the main marketing stuff they were throwing, the story, the choices, things.
Yeah.
Nah. The only thing I truly kind of agree with the marketing was that nighttime is more dangerous now, because
nighttime was always more dangerous in Dying Light, wasn't it? That was the whole point. I never went out at night. As soon as those sirens started blaring, I was in a safe house for the night and then came back out in the morning. But you always got better gear and stuff, didn't you? That was the whole reason.
Well, that, and you get like double XP or whatever for your parkour and your flying stuff. I've been outside a lot more because the game, at least as far as I'm in, is forcing you to.
Right.
And
okay.
When you're outside, you're infected, and you have basically a ticking clock. And if that clock hits 0, you turn, game over, restart from a checkpoint. And to reduce the timer, you either pick up what's called UV shrooms, so mushrooms that have got UV embedded in them. You roll it on yourself, inject some shit into you, or you stand by a UV light, which is normally in safe houses. Those are the only real ways to get your infection back to normal.
It sounds, I'll be honest, it sounds a little bit like the malaria thing in Far Cry 2, yeah.
I did get a feeling of that, definitely.
Yeah. Because that was similar, wasn't it? Because you had to constantly be getting anti-malaria stuff all the time, didn't you? To stop you deteriorating and whatnot.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
I can't comment on the co-op, which is what a lot of people say is the best way to play this game, but I don't have anyone who has it on Xbox because I bought it on Series X. That's about it, really. I will say I was a bit disappointed with the performance modes. So you can pick from one of 3 choices. There's ray traced, 4K, and then 1080p 60. I know this is I'm a gamer and I bought an expensive piece of kit, but 1080p 60, I was a bit, is that it? But it plays well. It still looks kind of nice, and that's the main thing I care about. It just plays well. It's one of those games for me where you put a podcast on, shout out VeteranGamers, and you just watch the screen and play the game. That's this kind of game.
For me. It's almost, you don't even need to pay attention to the story because it's almost superfluous to everything else.
To me, I feel it is. It's not top of the line. There is some good acting. There are some quite funny side quests. There's always at least 1 or 2 funny side quests I find in this game.
Can you give us an example of a funny side quest?
It's just the gameplay. So far, I've yet to find one that's actually made me laugh. The closest one is finding materials for a woman who wants to make a perfume. The perfume ended up being a new car smell, which I found kind of funny and B, kind of nice because that's a glimpse back into normal society.
Yeah, sure. I can see that being something that people kind of miss.
That's definitely one thing I've noticed as well. It's trying to be a bit more serious in terms of like reminding you that this is an apocalypse.
Dude, man, we should do some of that Last of Us thing, man. They really got that apocalypse thing down hard.
Well, it's like the new Saints Row is meant to be more serious, isn't it? And I'm like, I don't know whether that's
never been what Saints Row's been about.
No,
we have a serious open world crime mayhem game. It's called GTA. We don't need a second.
Exactly, mind you, that's not a serious real.
Well, I mean, it's not really. I mean, it's got serious moments. The story arc
got
is
some
serious.
Crazy bits. Though.
The story definitely. GTA Online nowadays, there's flying cars and flying bikes. Definitely not nowadays.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that later because it's on my list.
Okay.
But the other thing is just to mention, it's like you're saying about sort of serious games and whether it should be or not. In the original Dying Light, it kind of had this serious story, I guess. But didn't you have the most ridiculous weapons you've ever seen in your life? You know what I mean? And that's kind of what it was. That was its shtick.
Yeah. I will say, going back to Dying Light 1, did you ever play the DLC The Following, which is with the one with cars and such?
Mm-mm.
Stuart's frozen.
Oh.
Stuart's frozen. Oh, well, the point I was going to make is that he'll come back. The point I was going to make was that Dying Light 1 went kind of kooky, and then by the DLC's end got really serious again, and actually surprised me in quite a big way.
Yeah.
In terms of having a good plot. Sure. It had quite a surprisingly thought-provoking plot. Without doing too much spoilers, it's basically damned if you do, damned if you don't. That was the ending, basically.
Sure.
But in a not bleak way, I'll say that much.
Right.
I'll say that much. But to put a pin in it, Dying Light 2, if you're playing it for the story, don't. If you want to play it to have fun, it's sublime. Get it?
Cool.
It's sublime.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard. Dying
Light 1 was the zombie game for me, and Dying Light 2 has now just replaced it.
Oh, okay. Have you looked at Project Zomboid? Because I saw that and I thought that was really cool.
I've had that on my wish list for years. Never took the dip. Yeah. It's always interested me. Yeah,
it's looking pretty good. It looks pretty good.
Zomboid,
so I've looked at that
3/4 thing.
Yeah,
I
so
played
it's
this
a
a
bit
long time
isometric
ago.
looking one.
It came out in
Yeah, but I
2013.
think, has it not just come out of early access? Somewhat weird though, recently.
Maybe.
I don't know about that. I do know that it's been out at least in early
It's been
access
out
for a very long
for
time.
a very long time.
Yeah.
It's always interested me, but never took the plunge. You know, you always see it on the 75% on Steam sale and go, I'll wait for 80.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway.
Yeah.
So anything else about Dying Light 2?
Nope, that's me. If you like zombie games,
cool.
go for it. Don't expect a good story, but it's fun as heck.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
All
go.
right. Stu, why don't you go next?
Go on, I will go next. I'm
Yeah.
going to talk about a little game. It is quite old. I'm going to warn you now, it's a reasonably old game.
Okay.
But I've been playing a lot this week of Mass Effect 2 Legendary
You don't want to wait for Chinny to show up, talk about this?
Fuck it.
Okay.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
If he's fucking wants to watch Snooker World Cup
Well, and he'll
final
finish it by the time you get halfway through. So that's
Snooker. Exactly. And there's a lot to talk about, let's be honest. There's a lot.
Yeah, but is there anything you haven't talked about before about this game?
Well, not for about, I don't know,
10 years.
12
I know.
years?
It's okay. Go ahead.
12 years.
Right.
But you forget. I'm amazed at how much I've forgotten and how much I've remembered.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, oh, I remember what happens here, or oh god, I'd forgotten that even happened. But what I had forgotten is how epic the opening to that game is.
I do remember it being epic.
It is absolutely epic. And even just the missions themselves, the first thing you notice about Mass Effect 2 as opposed to Mass Effect 1, I mean, because the last time I played this, it was 3 years or 4 years or whatever it was after the Mass Effect came out. So there'd been quite a lot of time between playing the two games. And what was kind of interesting was in the original game, and I didn't realize this, there was always the cover system that's in the... I thought they'd put that into the new version, this weird auto cover system.
Yeah.
But apparently that was in the first game. It was already there, but just didn't work very well. Right. And it was weird because when I was looking into it and I thought, did he have it? Or was it a button press and they just changed it or whatever? And when I looked, there was someone who put on Reddit that they played the whole game never going in cover because they didn't even know there was a cover system because it worked so badly. So what they've done in the new version of it, they just made it work better. So it actually worked.
Yeah.
In Mass Effect 2, it's a button press. It's press A to go into cover.
Oh, okay.
And you can do press A slide, and then it goes into cover. It's so much better.
Yeah.
It is just so much better.
Now, is it better than the Division 2 cover system? Because that's I think the gold standard right now.
I think it's pretty close, to be honest, because it's so you can slide into cover.
Yeah,
you press A again, and you can vault over it. It's very easy to get out of cover. Like literally, the minute you step backwards, you're not stuck to it. You just sort of come away from cover.
Yeah,
it works very, very well. It feels a lot like Gears of War. When I'm playing it, you know, compared to the very first game, this is way more of a cover shooter. You know, you spend nearly all of the game in cover, popping up, shooting.
Right.
You know, and also they've changed the UI so much. There is no UI on screen at all within the game, and you only see it. Like, for instance, if you go into an objective, you just press down on the right analog stick, and then it just gives you a quick pointer as to where you need to go.
Right.
Whereas in the first game, there's loads of stuff on screen. The only time you ever see anything on screen is when you're in combat, and obviously the life stuff comes up. But in between all of that, there's nothing. So they made it feel so much more cinematic.
Yeah, it's epic.
You know, than the first. Yeah, and it feels epic. Even the battles, like the AI is a lot better. It'll flank you. It does more stuff than the first game did. Yeah. And I mean, I know we said this about Mass Effect, but even more so with this game. With Mass Effect 2, if someone hadn't told me, I could have easily thought this came out this year or last year.
Yeah.
Because it looks great, it plays amazing, the story's phenomenal, the voice acting is just so on point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm loving it. I mean, the first thing I did, which I didn't do in the first game, in the first time through, but I did it this time. I went to get Jack. That was my first mission.
Oh, Jack's the best.
Yeah, go and collect Jack from the penal colony or whatever.
Penal colony.
Oh, you know, you're so juvenile. So yeah, it was go and collect Jack. So I've done all that stuff. I've got Garrus back, and I've got some nude. I never used him in the first game. I can't imagine I'm going to use it this time around either. Is the weird dude with the blind eye? I don't know whether you remember him.
Dude in the blind eye.
Yeah, you go to that like space station, and he's just beating up somebody.
Oh, he was a day one DLC. Zaz something. I think his name was. Oh,
yeah, he's got some weird name.
Yeah,
and
he was day one DLC.
Oh, was he? I didn't realize this because obviously it's
Zaid Masani.
It's just some weird dude, and you walk in the space station, and he's just beating the shit out of this dude on the floor.
From memory, he was either day one or paid DLC.
He is a feared, respected bounty hunter and mercenary soldier, according to the wiki.
I mean, really, I should take him. I should take him because I am playing as a badass, right? Yeah. So I'm playing totally renegade this time through, right? Which I didn't do the first time. And what I also did, because when I played Mass Effect, I didn't change the default character.
Yeah.
And it just felt a bit weird all the way through because it's like, you like your person, and it's third person, so you're always seeing them. So I thought, right, I need my own character this time around. So it's kind of cool how do you remember how it allows you to do this?
Nope.
Do you remember? So
I remember making the character, but not how it's done, if you know what I mean.
So within the game, obviously, do you remember how it starts? Remember how
Mass
the game
Effect 2, normally gets blown up, I think, and you're floating in space.
Normally gets blown up.
I know
what you're going to say now.
I know what you're going to say now.
Yeah, so Shepard nearly dies, and then the next thing, they literally reconstruct you back at the Cerberus labs. And it's basically they go, and it's this special project thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they sort of basically go, right, you can choose a new look if you fancy, sort of thing, while we're doing all the reconstruction, but why not? Why not? So the character I've built, because I'm playing Femshep, she looks a little bit like a really angry teacher. Was the look of the look. She's got a tight bun, facial scarring.
Yeah.
Always got a scowl. You know what I mean? And she just looks a bit hard.
Here, wait, that sounds like a 30 Rock quote.
Yeah, it just looks hard. If I'm going to play Paragon, I feel like I need somebody who looks angry.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is from Yarn. There it is. Hang on a second. Here we go.
Getting attitude from the sexy librarian over here.
Now I'm getting attitude from the sexy librarian over here.
Yeah, kind of librarian stroke teacher, bit hard, tight bun.
Okay.
Just angry. Just looks angry. And I'll be honest, when you do the Paragon actions, it absolutely suits her.
Yes. The Paragon actions or the Renegade actions?
Renegade, sorry, not Paragon. I'm playing Renegade. Renegade. Yeah, I'm doing angry Renegade
fits her
shit.
Perfectly.
I've had some good ones, by the way, because I obviously didn't do many of the Renegade stuff the first time through.
Did you defenestrate that person again?
No, I haven't done the defenestration just yet, but
it's coming.
I've just been doing a mission where you have to go and rescue this doctor.
Okay.
Gets trapped. And then it's just weird, right? Because the reactions to me, isn't quite right. So these like shady dudes are attacking him, right? And think that he's spreading this plague thing, and they're like being horrible and about to kill him. So they're pointing guns at him and all that kind of jive, right? And you obviously do the renegade response, and it's like, if you don't want another hole to breathe out of, I suggest you put the weapon down, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, the renegade stuff. So they let him go, right? But then the option is, do you let them go? And I'm like, they're a bit shady. So
they deserve to die.
So you say, so I put, don't think it's a good idea to let them go or whatever, like the renegade option.
Yeah.
And she says to them, how do I know you're not going to shoot me in the back? Right. And then they turn the weapons on her. And then he's like, oh, the guy. And then everyone gets killed. You kill everybody. Obviously, you don't actually do it. They just, the cameras pans out. And his reaction is just totally weird, right? Because he goes, oh, you're a bunch of murderers. Right. And I'm like, they were about to tell you, buddy. You. What's your fucking problem? They were just going to put holes in you. I've saved your ass. And I've got rid of the threat.
See, it makes me think that they developed one line of dialogue for whatever you choose, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense if you end up if you let them do the horrible thing first. So it makes sense if you just kill them outright. But if you're letting them, show their true colors, then it doesn't make sense for the person to go.
Come back and do stuff like murderers. Well, he's a doctor, you see. So he's like,
so what? Doctors can be smart.
Well, that's the coolest thing because it's obviously the weird scientist dude. What's he called?
I don't know. Not as cool as Karen Chakwas. She's the coolest character in Mass Effect 2.
And when you get back to the lab thing and you go to pick him up, and he says, they just murdered them. They just murdered them. And he said, well, sometimes you have to do things that are good, even if it is bad, or something of that nature. The outcome is the same. Yes. I'm just like, perfect.
All right.
I am actually quite enjoying playing as a renegade. And every time I see that pop up like +7 renegade, I'm like, yes, that's what I want.
Give me 500 renegade.
But very occasionally I do something Paragon by mistake. And I'm always a bit disappointed if I get 5 Paragon for doing something nice for someone. I'm like, I'm not meant to be nice. What's going on here?
Yeah, really.
But maybe she just does the occasional. Maybe she just feels guilty every now and again.
I guess so.
Maybe
you need to go spit on more children.
Yeah, spit on more children.
Hey, kids.
The biggest difference in this is the way you level up.
Yeah.
So obviously in the first game, it was very standard RPG leveling up system, and you unlocked assault rifles, you unlocked shotguns, level those up, level up pistols, all that kind of stuff. And then obviously your biotic powers, you level all them up. In this game, it's you will unlock different abilities, and then level them up. So you unlock concussive shot or unlock like incendiary ammo. Whereas in the original Mass Effect, you just got it, but it was different levels of it. So I'm quite shocked at how different it is, and I don't think it was as noticeable the first time I played it because it was so long since I played Mass Effect.
Yeah.
But obviously, playing them so close together, the differences are so like stark.
Night and day, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I'm with Chinny on this, and he mentioned this is like scanning of planets. It's absolute fucking laborious bullshit. Yeah.
Probe away.
It was like in the original Mass Effect, you just click on a planet, he goes, yeah, there's some uranium, done.
Yeah.
This, you've got to fucking buy probes. You've got to do that weird thing in the fucking galaxy map where you've used fuel to go from one place to another. Yeah. Then you run out of fuel. Then it fucking warps you back to a system with a fuel depot so you can go and buy more fuel. Yeah. And then when you run out of probes to get shit off a planet, you've got to go to the fuel depot to buy more probes. I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
It's pretty annoying.
And that's when you see that feature creep, talking about how they can make a game more value propositional with more stuff to do.
Yeah, totally.
But sometimes that more stuff to do isn't worth doing.
Well, yeah.
Does that make sense? I just feel like the add stuff fucking just to make you busier. Because I don't want to fucking spend ages rolling a planet round and trying to find the best place to get uranium.
Right. And it's about trying to give a lot of ancillary benefit to all different types of players. That's how every role-playing game has some herbalism thing in it now. It's like, I don't want to wander around gathering herbs. And I know Skyrim has it, and it's like, it's not a big deal in a lot of games to have that. But like, It depends on. It's like the settlements in Fallout 4. You hated those, Stuart, and you have to do. Yeah, but you only had to do like one or two.
I only had to do one. I had
Right.
to do a little one.
So it's there on your quest log, which is annoying if you're like me and you ruled by the quest log. But in this game, I remember Mass Effect 2. You had to get certain amounts of certain things to progress.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
story,
to level
right?
up your ship or level up your weapons.
Right.
You see, in Mass Effect, you just got better weapons as you went through the game by just killing people.
I mean, that's
and
the
it's
thing.
like you just end up with all this stuff.
Right. It should be like. I mean, ideally, the game would say like, "Hey, you." Figure out how the planet probe thing works. Get us a bunch of, methane or whatever from this planet. Or keep us stocked up with all these different things we need so we can advance our weapons. Or you could say, I'll do it myself. And then if you want to micromanage it, you can.
But honestly, it's just like, just wanted some auto scan button.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? If I want to fucking roll around the planet, fine. But there's a lot of that sort of decisions made for this game that I like that. Because, for instance, when it's Thingy Solus, he's called the scientist. What's he called?
Yeah, Morden Solus.
Morden Solus. He's so funny. I love him.
Had to do
but
it.
You can't level up anything until he's on the ship.
Right.
So depending on what order you get people, you might be quite a while before you can even level up anything.
Yeah.
So once he's on the ship, you go up to him, right, and you can say upgrades, right?
Yeah.
So, but you have to go into other information, then upgrades, right, into the dialogue thing, right?
Right.
And then he says the same every time. So he'll go, oh, yes, we can do upgrades, but maybe they're going to be expensive and you need the right resources or something like that, right? There's this little cutscene, and that's what the guy says to you, right? So you're like, fine. So, and then it comes up and there's sort of these special ones or unique ones that you've picked up.
Yeah.
So I've got some really crazy collector armor now that I sort of got from somewhere. And obviously I got him to make it for me or whatever. But when you've upgraded one thing, it comes all the way out. So you have to then again go through that little dialogue thing every single time for every single thing you want to upgrade. And I'm just for fuck's sake, when I've upgraded, got my armor, bring me back to the same thing. Then I can look at something else I want to upgrade. Don't bring me the whole way out to make me go all the way back in again.
I hear you.
I'm just like, oh my God.
It's
Do
frustrating.
you know what I mean? And it's this bit that's on screen now you're looking at. But I'm just like, oh my God, I just want to do it all in one go. I don't want to have to keep seeing that little cutscene where he tells me it's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
I know it is.
I hear you.
So I love the game and I love the dialogue and I love all this stuff, but there are just some things that could have been done so much better.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
And you recognize them more as flaws now because the other stuff is not as new and shiny as it once was. So there's more contrast, I think, of the bad stuff. That's the way I think.
Yeah,
about
definitely.
It.
Definitely. That being said, I'm already about 6-7 hours in.
Yeah.
Nice,
so I'm already
nice.
well into the game, and that's purely because it's just so good. Honestly, compared to nearly any other game that's come out in the last 5 years, this just pisses all over them. Even the firefights, they are so much fun and challenging. There's different enemy types. There's ones with obviously armor, ones without armor. I mean, it's interesting you're talking about the Division and the Division 2.
Yeah.
Because the sort of gameplay arc is similar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you go through these dungeons, there's obviously different enemy types. You tend to sometimes get a big boss type at the end.
Sure.
It's very, very similar. Some have armor, some have obviously shields, some don't have shields.
Yeah.
It's very, very similar. But oh my God, Jack's biotic abilities are just so brilliant.
Oh yeah.
You know, she has this concussive wave, and I think it's a pull one.
Sure.
And then obviously as you level her up, she just gets so much more powerful.
Oh yeah, she's wicked.
But yeah, but I know I'm going to do the same on this game. I'm just going to say the same people every time because we're an all-girl team.
Yeah.
So on this bit, it's Miranda and obviously Jack that have been taken on every mission so far.
Yeah.
But I think Garrus might come back in because obviously I play Garrus nearly all the time when I'm on missions. But I think part of that is just because I'm not particularly fond of the other characters on this and I don't suppose you're meant to be because obviously meant to work for Cerberus and they're a bit dickish, you know.
Well, I mean, it depends on like who else. I mean, it depends on your personality type. Like, you know, Garrus has his fanboys, I'm sure. Like a lot of people do like Morden, but he's not, you know, he's not a warrior.
Archangel.
Yeah,
Archangel
right.
as he's known in this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, totally. And I do think they've sort of maybe done that for people who want to be more renegade and the people who want to be more paragon, you know, like take the really dodgy characters with you, want to really be renegade.
Yeah, sure.
Because them guys aren't going to give two shits. I mean, part of me thinks, should I take the dodgy ones with me if I'm doing it? You know, do I go all in? Both feet first, just go for it.
You know, for me, it's like, who do you like spending time around? You know, so I took Jack a lot because she was cool.
Jack, I love Jack.
Caustic and like,
absolutely love her.
So yeah.
Do you plan to do everyone's loyalty missions, or at the very least gain?
Yeah,
trust?
I did that the first time around,
cool.
so there's no reason I probably won't do it this time around.
Yeah.
Seeing the live stream reminded me of something. So Rex is playable, is playable as a team member, yeah? That you can have.
Yeah.
Team.
I've not picked up Rex yet, so I haven't got him. But
when I was a kid, first time I played this,
he's alive. So obviously he's in this game for me.
When I played this as a kid, I forgot to open the thing until after the suicide mission when I was a kid. So I played the entire game without Rex.
Wow.
So
with default people,
it,
just out of because you didn't realize you could switch them.
No. I obviously got everyone. But I didn't.
Yeah.
So when you get Rex, he's in, I think, some kind of like.
He's like deep sleep type thing. Yeah,
you have to open him out. I never did that until I did all the DLC and I played the game in its entirety. I was like,
wow.
You know, the last time you ever play a game, you're like walking around. Say like the last time you played, say Fallout 4 or whatever. You walk around, explore one last time.
Yeah.
I did that with the Normandy. I was like, who's that?
Hey, what's this?
Oh
shit!
There's an option.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's so funny.
So when I replayed Mass Effect 2 a couple of years ago,
it's a good job you said that, right? It's a good job you said that because obviously I got him killed in the original Mass Effect the first time around.
So you didn't even know about that on this one?
No, I didn't even know about that. And obviously this time around he's alive. I haven't picked him up yet. But obviously once I get him, then I'm going to be using him because obviously
you have to get him, or is he just sitting there waiting for you to open him up?
He's sitting there waiting for you to wake him up.
What, he's actually already on the ship?
So
what the fuck?
If I remember rightly, you find him or some shit, and then he gets taken to the ship, and you got to wake him up. I don't think I've found him yet. I don't think I've found him. I have done the Normandy crash site mission, so I did that. It's so terrible. That is such a shit mission. Because he goes, go and investigate the original Normandy crash site. And I'm like, this should be cool. You know, this would be cool. Well, there you go and see. So you kind of go. Do you remember this?
Nope.
So you land faintly.
So you land on the planet, right? And there's obviously bits of the Normandy everywhere, and you've got to put this like shrine thing up to commemorate the crash site. So it's this big
commemorate yourself. I died
here. Where Shepard had that thing because it's fucking enormous. So it says place it here. And then you place it there, and it's this huge gold trophy thing with a Normandy stuck on the top of it. It's enormous, right? Like, where the fuck?
Here, the cheat, have a trophy.
Yeah, it's huge. So you do that, right? But then you've got to find 20 dog tags.
Oof.
In this area. It's not the biggest. It's not the biggest area in the world, but good.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Spent like 20 minutes. 20 minutes collecting dog tags, you know, because there's 20 of them. You got to find them all.
Man, wait till you find out about the Crimson Nirnroot mission in Skyrim.
So, but, you know, it was fine. So I did that. Yeah. Overall, though, really enjoying this game. So good. It's just so good. It holds up well, even more so than the original Mass Effect. So anyone out there, right, if you've never played it, I mean, I keep telling Millie's boyfriend he needs to play it because he's never played it.
Well, now is a good time, too, because the graphics look better, you know. Yeah.
I said you need to get on it.
If you have it.
Yeah,
but if you're listening, you've never played it, you've got Game Pass, play it now because they're all, even Mass Effect, the original one's still great.
Yeah.
You know, and the tweaks they've made to it make it better. But yeah, I can't recommend it enough. If you played it when it first came out like I did and not played it since, play it now again.
You probably forgot all the fun stuff, man. Play it
because you forget how good it is.
Yeah,
you really
the suicide mission is as good as you remember.
Yeah.
That's people haven't played it since. Yeah. I will say the DLC's in it as well, and I'd love to replay some of the DLCs. I think it was the Shadow Broker one is in the second one.
I don't think I played any of those.
Man, it's so good. Honestly, just play it. Play it now. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Right, over to you, Duke.
Yeah, over to me. Well, I've been playing a game that came out this year, which is rare for me.
Oh.
I don't know if you've looked at the notes, but don't. In fact,
I haven't.
It's a game that came out this week.
What?
In fact, it's a game that came out today.
No way.
I know, right? What the what?
What are you doing?
Yeah, and that game is Lost Ark.
Oh no, I've seen this. I've seen quite a bit of stuff on this. Yeah, it's meant to be pretty good.
So, for those who don't know, Lost Ark is a new MMO from Amazon Studios. So, right off the bat, there you go. You know it's going to be something that is designed by Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, I bet you can't wait.
Fuck Jeff Bezos.
Wait. Well, you bought it.
No, I didn't. It's free to play.
It's free to play.
Oh, in your face.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
It deflated me a little bit there when I saw the Steam page and said free to play.
Yeah, exactly. I would not be playing this if it weren't.
Yeah, but you're still helping his cause by even playing it.
Yeah, but he wants eyeballs and money, so I ain't giving him no money. He gets my eyeballs, I guess. Yeah. So when you start out, you pick your class, like a lot of MMOs. But it's weird because there's only one class you could be male or female. All the other classes are restricted to a certain gender, which is weird. But anyway, I wanted to be an assassin, and you have to be a woman if you're an assassin, which I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't mind that. That's fine. The opening cinematic, and in fact, a lot of the game story stuff is really overwrought. Like it is, they are taking themselves really seriously, and the whole thing is like, The destiny awaits you. Walk into the light, the chosen one. I'm like, chosen one? Really? In 2022, we're still doing chosen one bullshit in role-playing games?
That's what I kind of expect with these types of games.
But come
That's
on.
That's what they are.
I expect it, but it's I hope that there would be other things besides, you are the chosen one who will lead us out of the darkness. Shut the fuck up. If I'm the chosen one who's going to lead us out of the darkness, what are all these other people running around the city here doing then?
The same chosen ones.
They're also the chosen ones. We have a number of right. We have the chosen 700 in this server.
Let me ask you this, Duke. Would you put all your eggs in one basket? Just say.
Well, I didn't realize chosen one worked like that. I thought it was destiny and prophecy named the person.
The one that's left after everything's panned out is the
chosen There you go. The graphics are awesome. Like, as you can see, the graphics look very nice.
Great. It does look great.
It's going for the Terra World of Warcraft style of armor and stuff. In other words, everything's very ornate. There's a whole lot of big gear that you're wearing. All the guards are wearing these enormous chest plates and, pauldrons and, just everything's real big and shiny, which is fine. It's just that, I don't know, I feel like Guild Wars 2 set a standard of, more realistic clothing and apparel and gear and whatnot. So, I mean, whatever.
It does look slick, I must admit.
It does look slick.
Even the way you zoomed in.
You can't really customize what you're wearing. It's like you have better armor, so you wear that armor, right? And that's fine for the most part. I don't really care too much about that, although it all
looks different, I guess, does it?
It does tend to look a little different from this to that.
Yeah.
But Guild Wars 2, I don't want to keep going on and on about it, but I made this chart that's like comparing Guild Wars 2 to Lost Ark, so there's that. But you can like.
Do you pay for Guild Wars 2?
No, that's free to play as well.
Oh, fair enough.
So all right then. I did buy it back in the day before it went free to play, but that's not the point.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but you could dye your clothing in Guild Wars 2 so that you have like a consistent color pattern. In this game, your class kind of determines your color pattern. It's fine. But at one point, my assassin switches into these like high heel boots and booty shorts. Yeah, like a lot of assassins. I'm going to wear high-heeled boots and booty shorts. What is that? It makes no sense.
It makes it easier to get around.
No, it does not. Wearing high-heeled boots, it makes it harder to get around. You can't turn off the subtitles. Not in this game,
apparently.
You can't turn off the subtitles, which seems weird.
Yeah.
And I know that for some people, that's an accessibility thing, and that's fine. I don't mind having subtitles on by default, I guess. But, like, for me, they're distracting. Like, it messes up the pacing because I'm reading what the person is going to say. And then I read the part at the end of their dialogue line before they say it, and it just messes me up. I just really don't like having subtitles on.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And sometimes you click on it and it cuts them off halfway through a sentence.
Right.
Yeah, because you've already read it.
The text is really tiny, as you may be able to tell on the screen here. But
I don't know. I can't see it, dude. Is there text on the screen?
Yeah, there's all sorts of text. There's stuff on the right, which is your quest log. There's stuff on the, like there's words that people are saying as you run past. But
I think I need glasses.
Well, that's the thing, is that I think we're going to have to see the advent of large print games the same way we have large print books. for people whose eyes are just not as young.
To be
as they
fair,
once
some
were.
games do allow you to enlarge the text, but not very many.
Right, and this game allows you to go up to 110%, which isn't very much. Now, at the same time, it's an MMO, and there's stuff all over the screen, right? So, granted, you're limited by how much you can blow that text up. Maybe I just need a bigger monitor. There's some really ridiculous moments in the dialogue. So at one point, you're in the tutorial, you're going around killing monsters and all this stuff, and then you meet a person who goes, and you're learning about in every MMO, you have like special attacks that you're, hotkeys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, QWERT, et cetera, et cetera. And so in the tutorial, you go through and you're learning all these special attacks, and then you meet up with someone who's like, they go, those are some impressive combat skills, and your character goes, combat skills? Motherfucker, you were just doing them. How do you not know about combat? And then it's like a way for the game to tell you about combat skills. But we just learned about them. It's like, they seem to, a lot of MMOs do this. They like explain something 3 times. And it's like, we don't need all that explanation.
Just in case you didn't get it the first time. They just want to make sure.
I know. And then speaking of the Chosen One nonsense, they also had this stuff about like, I am part human, part demon. I'm like, oh God, not this again. There's like 100 manga and anime that do this, and I'm so sick of it. Like, can we please come up with some other way of showing that you're kind of good and kind of evil?
The problem is, though, dude, there's been that many ideas used. There's not many new ones left to come up with, is there?
I'm saying
they're running out of stuff.
I just feel like they rely on certain cliches.
And in this
over
world,
and
I guess
over.
that's the thing, isn't it? There's demons and stuff, so it kind of makes sense.
Whatever, it's just weak. There's a character that you meet early on, this priest dude who's so feeble and annoying. He's like, I'm worried about the monsters we're gonna face in the next section. He's like, shut up before I throw you toward them. God damn.
Yeah, I think you should have done a renegade action at that point.
And you know what? These characters in this game, a lot of them are like the characters in the book I wrote when I was a teenager, man. It's like paper thin. They go to the tavern. They get a flagon of mead. At one point, there's this side quest for this woman who runs the tavern, and she's like, totally like, can you help me with my cooking? And you're just like, oh, God, fine.
I'm not being funny. But it sounds like a plot in EastEnders. I don't know about you, Antonio.
Well, I've never seen EastEnders.
Let's go to
any
the
of them,
Queen
any of
Vic
them.
and get a flagon of ale.
Yeah, well.
I don't know, mate. That's more Hollyoaks quality here. Let's be real here.
So you get her the stuff, the carrots and the, fucking whatever, eggs, and she's making a souffle or something. And you eat it and it's like disgusting. And then she's like, so did you like it? And I chose like, no, it's not very good.
The
and then
voice
she goes,
acting sounds amazing.
It's ridiculous. And it's Amazon Studios. It's not like they don't have money to hire some decent voice actors, but nope. I'm worried about the area we're about to go into. Anyway, so I chose like, no, your food isn't good. Like, don't keep trying to cook. And then she just goes, oh, you're joking. I get it. Thanks for being supportive. And I'm like, I'm not being supportive. God. And it just keeps going and going.
You are when you think, right, you're saying you're not, but you are, aren't you? Because if it's a bit shit, by telling her that, right, and she understands that she's going to give people stuff that's cack, then you're doing her a favor. You're helping her out.
No, but she doesn't hear what I'm saying though. She insists that you're just joking. So I'm trying to be like you're saying, like tell her the truth about her cooking not being very good. But she just every time you try that, she's just like, oh, you must be having a goof. Like, oh, I knew you'd like it. And it's like, no, your food sucks. Shut up. I hate you. So whatever. There are some, they're not cool QuickTime events, but like there's a gap in the path and you kind of fling yourself over it, which is kind of nifty. There's climbing elements and you don't have to, it's not Breath of the Wild climbing. You just hit the button and it climbs up for you. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Good.
Yeah, there's teleporting gates as you can see on the screen here now. That's nice. There at one point there's like, go find the scroll of Googablab, and you go to find the scroll of Googablab and you walk into the ruined temple or whatever it is, and it's just hovering in the air there, and it's an Elder Scroll. It doesn't look like an Elder Scroll. It is an Elder Scroll. It's directly out of that Bethesda series of games, the fantasy ones. What are they called?
I have no idea.
Comedy genius. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was funny. There's also these sudden quests, which is kind of cool. You'll be running through an area on your way to go tell the commander that the reinforcements got slaughtered or whatever. And suddenly there's this little quest that pops up, like kill 10 monsters in this area in the next 30 seconds. And it's like, oh, cool. All right. The combat is very satisfying, which is, the meat and potatoes of an MMO, right?
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, it's directional, so it all depends on where you have your mouse in relation to your character on the screen, right? So you don't move with WASD on the PC. You move, and I don't know what it's like on the console, but is it available on console? I don't even know if it's available.
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
A lot of
it's
MMOs
also got a
aren't,
64 out of 100 on Steam, by the way, people, just to give you some reference of what the general public thinks of this game.
I could write a review soon, I guess. Which is rare for games that come out in the last 7 years. So yeah, you have like a standard attack, and then you right click wherever you want to walk to, and you can hold it down, and your character will sort of run in that direction. This person is click 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 click, which I find nuts because I can't play like that. But anyway, but the point is, like, you need to have your mouse ready to kind of aim at the monsters coming from the right, and then ready to switch over to the left when they come from the left. And so you have these combos and special attacks and stuff, and they're nice and mixed up. So you have a lot of different ways you're attacking the enemy. There's not a lot of dodging. Like Guild Wars 2 did a good job of making the combat, you have ways of getting out of the way of monster attacks. In this game, it's not about getting out of the way. It's about using health potions, which, by the way, they are just chucking at you. They're just constantly flinging. Here's 5 health potions for getting me the carrots. Here's 10 health potions for finding my cat. Here's 100 health potions for taking my mother's boils out and whatever.
Well, I guess they want you to keep playing, dude.
Well, and it doesn't. I mean, that's fair. So whatever, it's fine. Yeah, this is ridiculous because at one point he goes, this because you're looking for this lost ark. That's the whole thing, right? And he goes, a lot of people believe the lost ark is a myth, and everybody you pass is like, you're wasting your time looking for that lost ark. It's not even real. And then you go next to the village, and there's this like series of stones that's telling you the story of the lost ark and where it came from and what they used it for. And I'm just like, did y'all never go next door to your village and look at this series?
Well, they might not have believed it.
Well, I guess. I just thought, like, that seems kind of weird. Lost ark doesn't exist. It's right here. Anyway,
so let me ask you this, Duke. Yeah. I'm going to ask you a question now.
Ask me a question. Fire away.
Is this already on your potential game of the year list?
Well, I haven't played many games this year, and I probably won't play a lot of games this year. It'll certainly be top 5, given how many games I've played.
Top 5? Oh my God, that's big coming from you.
I mean,
and it's Amazon made.
Here's the thing.
Who knew?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to judge a game badly just because Amazon made it. I mean, at some point I want to play Detroit to Become Human and decide for myself what I think about it, even though it's David Cage. But here's the thing.
You should do what I did. If you ever play that, do what I did and just make the worst possible decisions.
Well, yeah, there you go.
It was a way more fun way of playing it, in my opinion.
Yeah. The thing I asked myself is, like, what did they want to do that was different, right? What's going to make this stand apart from other MMOs? And the answer is, I'm sorry to say, although the combat is fun, like, the answer is kind of not much. Like, you have 10 different currencies.
It doesn't look very special to me.
It's not special.
No, it does look very generic looking.
Absolutely. And so, as I've said before, like, these days, the reason I play MMOs is because a lot of times they're basically like free open world RPGs. But even the open world part is not really that open. Like, you're being sent, you have this map with like 10 different spots on it, and you're going to go to all those 10 spots kind of in order to transgress the map, to move across the map. And so in that way, it's sort of like Diablo 3. It's sort of like, what's the free one? Path of Exile. And that's fine. Yep. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's still got that new, veneer on it, so that it's like, I'm having fun with it. But the story is really dull, and the characters are kind of stupid and archetypal. At one point, this is funny, because this happens in a lot of MMOs too. And again, I've talked about this before. There's a side quest to go kill Og, whatever. And so I go and kill Og, and then I come back and I cash in the side quest. And then next to that guy, there's a dude who's part of the main quest, and he goes, all right, this area is being tormented by this guy named Og. And you can't just go, I just killed Og. He's like, go get Og. I'm like, dude, motherfucker, I just killed. And you go back and he's right back. You know, he's there again, Og. And I'm like, I don't want to have to kill Og again.
No, he should acknowledge you. There should be something in the program that acknowledges if you've already done it. Shouldn't there, really?
Absolutely. And I know that these games exist in order to addict you and get you to pay money for a power pass. Because when you start the game up, you choose your character and then you choose your server and then your character. And then it's like either launch or power pass. And I'm like, what the fuck's a power pass? I'm not going to find out, but come on.
Go on, I bet you'll have a look. Go on, have a look what a power pass is.
I'm not even going to look. The worst part of this game so far has been there occasionally, maybe once an hour, there have been these transition glitches. So you leave the tavern and it shows you still in the tavern. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then like you tell yourself to move and then it like zoop, like whisks you out of the tavern back into the real world. And it's like, that's bizarre. And it does, it's not a huge problem or anything. It's just one of those things that they ought to fix. Overall, my approach is, like it's a well-made game, right? Like everything I was looking for is in here. I'm having fun going hither and yon and fighting a lot of monsters and, leveling up my gear and whatnot and getting new abilities. So it's, I'm having enough fun with it to keep playing. But when I look at the chart comparing Guild Wars 2 to Lost Ark, most of the things, Guild Wars 2 comes out ahead. And the biggest difference is the graphics. So, if Guild Wars 2 makers were smart, they would put out a Guild Wars 3 with better graphics, and then they can just keep updating that. So, whatever.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, a power pass isn't... You don't buy it, weirdly, according to this.
Okay.
The power pass you get once you've completed the game's main story.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
So,
I guess you can pay maybe to skip it.
You can maybe, it says on the character select screen, once you've finished the game, you'll see a giant power pass button when you're selecting a character.
Well, I see it now.
You simply use the pass. Yeah. So what's a little more common is what it does. It doesn't grant you a level 50 character instantly. Instead, consuming a power pass on a character unlocks what is called the Adventurer's Path. And this is a massively compressed leveling process that is effectively the Cliff Notes version of Lost Ark story as told by the NPC Beatrice, whatever that means.
Okay.
And it teaches basically soon to be a level 50 class, so it just allows you to level up a lot quicker.
See, that's the thing, is that a lot of people play these games in order to get to the end game content, which is often, the stuff they're advancing and developing new things for and whatnot, which is fine. They want to do PvP, they want to do guild versus guild, world versus world. There's all sorts of standard ways that people play these games, which has nothing to do with how I play them. So, I mean, whatever. I suppose if you look at it that way, it doesn't really matter what the main story is. You know what I mean? They tell the new intern team, like, hey, guys, come up with a story. And they're like, what if there's someone who's half demon, half human? They're like, fine. And meanwhile, the real developers, the best writers are trying to come up with this stuff for the end game. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, from looking at it, you can either buy a power pass, I think. So you can't buy them, I think, or you get two of them if you finish the game's main story.
See, and that's the thing. Like I'm not. It's not that I'm poor. It's that I'm cheapskate. I guess cheapskates have to go.
Well, that's quite cool though. That you can just get them. If you finish the game, you just get two of them anyway.
Yeah, that is cool. I agree with that.
I like that.
But it's also the type of thing where it's like, hey, if you don't want to spend money, you have to play our stupid main quest line. I was like, okay. If I were willing
can
to
I just say,
cash,
I'm assuming in the Twitch chat that's Jacinta, I think.
Oh snap! What up?
I would
assume so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not on console. She said, or she would be.
Yeah, she changes her gamer tag quite a lot and usernames on stuff. So I'm assuming that's Jacinta. But yeah, she'd be playing this if it was on console. So there you go.
It could be a different Jacinta. Yeah. Hi, whichever Jacinta you are, whether Australia or US.
It's the other Jacinta.
Yeah.
The other Jacinta.
Right. So that's Lost Ark. Hey, it's worth the price. It's worth the admission price. So.
There you go. Back over to you, Antonio.
Go ahead, Antonio.
You mentioned accessibility earlier, which I wanted to mention one thing about, actually. Dying Light 2. In some games, quick time events, you have to mash the button. In Dying Light 2, you can change it just to hold the button. And as someone who has tendonitis in both their thumbs, that's really useful for me. I don't have to mash it, I can just hold it. Because that's like when you're opening a heavy door or, fighting someone off you, which can happen quite a lot. So I just appreciate accessibility features like that. I appreciate that kind of stuff. GTA Online. Let's talk about that. Since we'll have Mike here in spirit by talking about a Rockstar game.
GTA Online this game though.
No, I don't think he does. Yeah. But still,
he's played it a little bit. He has played some of it. Yeah. Not a lot though.
It's very weird coming back to it after quite a few years of not playing it. Like my first impression when coming back was seeing flying cars above me. There are businesses you can own and operate now. Yeah. There's a property market where you can buy bunkers and arcades and nightclubs, and you could buy apartments before at launch, but now it's a whole real estate thing. Right. And that's because there is so much content in this game now. I can fully see why a lot of teenagers play this game and just don't play anything else. I can see why people just play this.
It's a platform more than like a game. Yeah.
It is. It really is, to the point where people are asking for story DLC, right, for GTA 5. It's there in online. It's just not marketed as story DLC. Right. Because there was an update recently, which this is the reason I jumped back in, was Dr. Dre has his own story basically.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
And Franklin is a main character in it. Franklin is there.
Cool.
So you get to see, Franklin. I think it's just Franklin that has actual story content online. But
yeah. Is that dog back as well? Because that was a cool character. There's a little dog.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know yet because the entry requirements to get it to be able to do that is quite high. So
are you level 700? If not, fuck off.
It's not that. It's the amount of property you own. Oh, okay. So to do certain heists or certain story missions, you need to have a certain property. Right. So to do the bikers update, which is Lost and Damned's crew, I think, is who's part of it. You have to have a clubhouse. To do the diamond heist, which is what I did recently, you need an arcade, and so on and so forth. Right. To do the Dr. Dre story called The Contracts, you need a few things on top of each other, and that is millions upon millions of GTA dollars, which of course you can buy if you want, or grind.
Of course you can.
See, that's interesting. I mean, again, like, I don't know, part of me is like, that's smart, because you would pay $10 for a DLC or something, and you can pay $10 to get 10 million GTA bucks, could you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's there as an option, but you can also say, I'm going to put in 30 hours of grinding to get this.
Just to get to it.
It really does become that, because there is so much content. Like, it's mental. I came back in, there's like a third more radio stations now, for example, just alone. Like, it felt like a new game, not playing it for years. It's mental. It's the same world, of course, but there's so many points. I had to like filter the map a little bit because I think there was 72 separate little icons.
Wow.
There's in like different categories of icons. It's
because if you've been playing it constantly, right? If you've been playing it constantly, like you're recognizing the new stuff every time they update it or whatever. But if you're jumping in for the first time, it's like, oh my god, what is all this stuff?
It was like I had to have a mate of mine show me through what was going on. Then I had to ask my younger brother what's going on here, and have him guide me. Yeah. It felt very weird as having my 14-year-old brother carry me through a GTA heist online, but they grow up so fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I jumped back into for two reasons really. I wanted to play that DLC, and also I need a good social game because I live now hundreds of miles away from any of my friends and family. I needed a good social game to speak to people, because this is the first conversation I've had like this since the last podcast. I think.
Oh no!
Okay.
Just an example.
Yeah,
and I always see on my friends list GTA Online, GTA Online, GTA Online. Yeah. So I messaged a few people, and we got a game going, and it was so fun. Cool. I will say this game in terms of technical. So I have the Series X. Aha! Look at me. It's still the normal Xbox One version.
Yeah.
So it looks like mush. It runs very, very slowly and very, very rough. So I am looking forward to the Series X and PS5 versions of GTA 5, which is kind of mental. There's a new GTA 5 coming out 9 years after GTA 5 first came out.
Wow.
When you think about it.
There is that, but they are working on GTA 6, haven't they? They've announced.
Wow, that's what they tweeted.
Yeah. What's kind of interesting though, Take-Two Interactive said, we know how huge a success GTA Online has been, but Rockstar are still very much focused on single player experiences. So they have done a bit of we know that this is huge, and we know it's a cash cow, we make a lot of money of it, but don't worry, single player game is still coming. which is fine. You know,
I'm
fine. Totally
I think
fine with
personally, GTA 6 will be the story and maybe an engine update at the max, but GTA Online will stay as a platform, a bit like how Call of Duty is now a platform. Because, for example, when you load up a new Call of Duty, there's on the menu it literally says Modern Warfare, Cold War, Warzone, Vanguard. I feel it will be like that. So it will say GTA 5, GTA 6, GTA Online. Because in a way, GTA Online has outgrown GTA, if you know what I mean. Like when I think of GTA now, I think of that. Yeah. Maybe that's because I haven't played the story in so long, or just because there's no new content.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
So are griefers a problem on this at all?
No.
Okay.
I have done about 12 hours worth of gameplay over the past month. I've only had one person actively try and hunt me constantly, which just becomes kind of funny. Yeah. Because we try and sort out our mission and then I get headshotted from nowhere. Yeah. And if you're getting annoyed, you just turn on passive mode.
Yeah, sure.
That's it.
Well, I always had that on GTA or Red Dead Online.
Yeah, I think it was a problem in the early days, but I think a lot of that stuff stopped, haven't they? I think they've actively tried to stop it from happening.
Yeah, they've been pretty good about cracking down on hackers and stuff.
Yeah,
100%. At least the console version's safe. No hackers, no cheaters. I've played a lot of it over 9 years now. God, and I've never seen a cheater.
Are you actually coming into contact with other people in general? Like, do you team up and random?
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's do it. We need.
Yeah,
one more
I have done that sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. Yeah, but the main I'd recommend to anyone who wants to play us with friends. If you load up a friends-only lobby, you can still do all the content. Because if you load into GTA Online solo, you can't do any of the heists and stuff.
Interesting.
So just a little note there if you want to do that. Yeah. But there is so much content here. It's not all good content, I will say that. So the heists themselves are what they sound like. You know, they are planning out a mission and then executing it. Yeah. The planning can take hours upon hours. I think the heist I just did took us about 9 hours of planning.
Yeah.
Good
As in, like, so planning means you go to a board, you pick the mission you want to do, you then drive or fly to where you need to go, steal something, kill someone, grab something, drive back, and then do it again. That's really boring. That is, the missions themselves doing that is so boring. I know it's called prep work, but it's a video game.
Yeah, really.
It got to the point where we were planning out how we were going to do it to not waste our time. So if someone did a mission, whoever was closest to the main city would just wait. We'll go drive back or fly back because my friend has a flying DeLorean. This is
nice.
So that was the biggest shock for me when someone flew above me and blew me up. I said, "Was that a DeLorean?" It caught me off guard.
Was he not on the road?
But yeah, no, it's flying above the sky.
Well, I thought you might say we were going. We don't need roads.
No. No. I don't fall for such easy bait.
Walk right in, man. Somebody did that for me recently at school. I had a tie with bowling on it, and he goes, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "It's a bowling tie." He's like, "Dude, you're supposed to say, obviously, you're not a golfer like in Lebowski." I'm like, "Why don't you just say, hey, we both love Lebowski," instead of yelling at me for not doing the thing you wanted me to do from the movie? Anyway, go on.
Say the line, Bart.
Yeah, what's the matter with you?
I didn't do it.
So yeah, if my best advice to anyone who wants to jump back into GTA Online, try and find that one friend who's already done everything, so you don't have to do all the prep work, because it is insanely boring. Like, we spent more time flying to go to the objective than anything. It's messed up, right? I had this thought literally this morning when we played together before my mate went to work. So if you want to buy the clubhouses or mansions or whatever that are actually good, you have to pay more because they're in the city. And I was like, I'm buying a house right now. We're trying to. Yeah. This is just like the real housing market right now. Yeah, it just hurt me quite deep. Yeah, GTA Online. I'm looking forward to the Series X version. I hope it's not that expensive though. Like this, otherwise I'll be triple dipping, and I don't feel comfy about that personally. Hopefully, it's just like a small upgrade, not a brand new whole game you have to buy.
I think it'll just be obviously smoother and make better use of the power available, won't it?
Oh, for sure. I understand all that. It's just literally the price tag, because obviously 360 to Xbox One, you had to pay full price again. Oof. I hope.
I say oof. I bought it when it came onto Steam because I was like, oh, I want it on Steam.
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
I know it's becoming free to play on PS5. I know that. At least GTA Online is.
Yeah. Well, they did that with...
the details have been weird.
They did that with Red Dead Online. They had a $5 version, which is what I bought originally. And then eventually I just...
If they do that for the Series X version, That's perfectly fine. I'll pay a $5. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and they should
But
do
I
that
don't want
with
to pay another 40.
Yeah, they should do that with the multiplayer on Call of Duty, man. I'd pay $20 for the multiplayer alone.
Oh, they should.
Yeah.
As a zombies fan of COD, we've been begging for that for years, but it's not going to happen. It never.
Well, they did it retroactively. There was some game where they, after like 3/4 of the year had gone by, they did put it on multiplayer only, and I was like, wow. I hope they do that with every game. But
I know, but the last one that I owned that did that on PC was Black Ops 2.
Oh, yeah, I think that might have been it. But the other thing is the fucking install, man. Don't make me install Warzone, you fucks. I don't want 100 gigs on my hard drive taken up by this shit that I'm not playing.
Yeah, people love the Warzone, though.
Yeah, but I don't
just
have to
because
love
you
it.
don't.
Yeah, well.
I uninstalled Cold War from the Series X.
Does.
205 gig.
Oh my god!
Like it's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting.
That's just ridiculous.
But GTA Online, it's its own living, breathing ecosystem now. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Jumping back into it after playing it for the first time in about 3-4 years, it changes. It's changed so much, but it's still fun. It's more fun for the social element, though. I find because as a game, GTA 5 controls quite rough. Like it's not a shooter, and when you're doing heists, they want you to be a sharpshooter because otherwise you're going to be gunned down.
Yeah, sure.
And a lot of times we died just because it's not a shooter. It doesn't control that well.
It doesn't have Snap 2, I guess. The Snap 2
That's
aiming.
the thing. It has very generous Snap 2 to compensate.
Because
to
it's so
compensate
tough.
for the
Well,
rough control.
GTA's always been like that, hasn't it?
Oh, for sure. It's just realizing you're playing a 9-year-old game.
Yeah,
you know?
Sure.
And as amazing as it is and groundbreaking as it is, there are some little niggles still. The driving is still, in my opinion,
the nuts and bolts gameplay of it was never the groundbreaking part. It was the open world. It was all the interesting people. It was the variety of things to do, and the fact that they're trying to get you to do stuff in a very precise way can be frustrating. I'm sure.
But overall, it is. What else can I really say? It's GTA Online. It's been going for 9 years for a reason.
Yeah.
It was quite funny. I have what's called a Kurama, which is like an armored car. And I said to my friend, "Oh, I've got this." He said, "Mate, that car is useless now." So it's like a big hulking armored car. And he said, "That car's useless now, mate. I can blow it up with a rocket."
Oh wow!
It just made I had that how do you do, fellow kids vibe to it when I strolled up in that car. And everyone else had
check out my ride.
Top-of-the-line vehicles.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Series X version. If it's not stupidly expensive, I'll get it because it's a great social game, and that's what I needed.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Cool beans. Stu,
I'm going to talk a little bit about a game that came out this week.
Okay.
I think
we're all current here. This is the VeteranGamers where we have stopped playing games from 10 years. Oh wait, no, we just talked about GTA.
Classed as last week, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway,
which game?
When you hear this, it'll be last week. Ultra Wings 2.
Okay.
So
that rings a bell. That rings a bell.
Yeah. So it's basically a flying sim that originally came out on the original Quest. But now it's been upgraded for the Quest and Quest 2. Apparently, it doesn't run very well on the original Quest. Or it might not run at all on the original Quest. Can't remember.
Oh, so that's very strange.
This may be a Quest 2 only game.
I've not been enjoying that. I've not been enjoying that weird micro exclusivity thing. If we have a Quest 1, why not Quest 2? You still pay.
I think it's because
Facebook,
these are pushing it so much further. It just won't run on it anymore. I think that's the problem. I really like this game. It's cool. This is kind of like Microsoft Flight Simulator if it was in a cartoon world.
Yeah, it's cartoony.
I think is the best way to describe it. Graphically, it does look great. It looks really, really good. And it's split into, I think, 4 different islands. So you get 4 islands, and then you get, I think there's 5 planes, I want to say, or 6 planes. So there's a lot of planes to choose from. And then you're basically just given loads of missions to do. Now, some of them might be like these, where you've got to fly through targets. Some might be fighting drones. Some might be fighting real planes in dogfights. So they've added loads of stuff in. So it's a bit boring at the beginning when they're going through all the sort of teaching you how to fly stuff. Yeah. You start off with like a microlight, and then obviously you progress onto full-size planes and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. It works really well. It controls really well. It feels really responsive. One thing I would say, if you're prone to motion sickness,
I was going to imagine this being huge.
This would make can make you vomit pretty quick, I would have said, because
so, yeah.
I very, very rarely get motion sickness in VR. This is the first game in a long time where I haven't necessarily felt sick, but it had a couple of times where I've really banked sharply. It's made me feel slightly queasy.
Yeah.
You know, because you do find your stomach lurching, which is really weird because obviously it's not real, but it gives you that sensation.
Right.
And the other thing which was kind of funny today, I landed a plane on the runway, and when it came to a complete standstill, I was waiting for the little jerk.
Yeah, right.
You know, when the brakes completely.
Yeah.
And obviously it didn't happen, and I was like, oh yeah, because it's not real. But it's good. I mean, and that I suppose that sort of shows you that it is good, because I was waiting for something to happen that it happens in real life, but obviously wouldn't happen in VR.
Right.
It's very tongue in cheek. It's a bit silly. It's got decent controls. You can obviously, once you're sat in the cockpit, you can high or lower the seat, or the cockpit, so that it's easy to get hold of the controls. You can move it forwards and backwards. And once you've done that, you can just save that, and the next time you play it remembers, which is like a nice little feature.
Yeah.
And when once you get into the more advanced planes, it becomes a bit more complicated to start them, because you've got to turn on the power, turn on the fuel, flip the switch, do the starter, prime it, and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of cool. And I'm liking it. Yeah, I mean, I crashed quite a few times today because I kept forgetting to put the landing gear down once it upgraded to a better plane.
Yeah.
So I kept on crashing. I'm like, why am I crashing? I'm like, oh, I've got to put the landing gear down.
Yeah.
But yeah, good. Really good. I'll definitely playing a lot more of this. I really like it. I like the mission structure. It's kind of fun. You get cash, you buy bigger planes, and away you go, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what's not to like? It's fun.
I mean, VR for me, but that's your thing. Go for it. More power to you.
The first island, which is the one you can see, it's got a bit of everything. So it's got a bit that looks like London and Big Ben, and then it's got a thing that looks like a Venetian tower. So it's kind of very surreal and almost like a fantasy world, it's like a fairy tale.
The plane.
Yeah, there you go, Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
There is one thing I have heard that when you do new areas, you have to fly between the islands.
Okay.
So there's you can take a good few minutes to get to the other island.
Yeah.
And people are saying in an update, hopefully they'll make that so that you can walk between them rather than having to keep flying between them.
Yeah.
But that's just a small thing that people are complaining about. I just think it's really cool. It looks great.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you're liking it. Cool.
Yeah, and that can be a good flight simulation game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
So there you go. Back over to you, Doug.
Yeah. So last week, I don't remember what the content. I guess we were guessing names of games because of Derek's quiz, and at one point someone mentioned I keep wanting to say Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid 5 or Metal Gear Solid, which reminded me of the only Metal Gear Solid game I ever played was Metal Gear Solid 5. So I was like, all right, let me take another crack at that. I want to reinstall. I'm gonna go back to it. I remember having a lot of fun with that game. So I reinstalled it, and I played the opening mission, and I forgot that it's like an hour long, and it's so frustrating. And you're watching everybody get murdered in front of you, and over and over, like horrible, gruesome murders, and then you have to duck under beds and then jump to the other. It's a stealth game. The whole game's a stealth game. But I remembered it as being a shooting game. So I was even when I got done with the opening.
You can if you want to.
Well,
you can if you want to once you're past the first mission.
Right.
But
so the opening
you're
mission
more rewarded for being stealthy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
and it's easier to be stealthy.
Well, yeah, but it's also I don't know, just I got seen a couple after I got done with that first mission. I did the actual mission where you're in Afghanistan or whatever. And it's I got noticed, and then it's it's like, 17 people out of nowhere. And I'm just, oh, fuck. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not in the stealth. It's not what I thought it was, So
you weren't feeling it.
I wasn't feeling it the way I thought I might feel it. So I was like, well, what is
I downloaded
a game?
Death Stranding.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I was like, what is a game that is open world, military? You can be stealthy if you want to, but you don't have to. And of course, the answer is Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, this game is the bollocks. It's so good. It rewards stealth, but it's not that big a deal if you're not stealthy, because first of all, you can take out the enemy that sees you pretty quickly, and then like it goes back to, you're not being seen, and you can tell your team, you have AI teammates with you, and you can tell them, go after this guy, you go after that guy, and you go after this dude. So there's 4 of you, and you can take out 4 people at the same time, which is really nice. Now, again, Chinny would say this is the kind of game you need to play with friends, but I don't have a lot of people play on the PC, so whatever. And it's hard to get schedules to coordinate and all that stuff, so whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of this, and it's, I'm clearing the map, and it's designed in such a way that, you've got your gun cases you're going to go after, and your upgrade points you go after, and you hijack this truck, and you take this helicopter, and the biggest annoyances are the radio missions where you got to defend the thing from people coming from all sides, but I don't do many of those. Instead, I've been doing the ones where you kick the door in, and then you take out, and then you hack the computer or whatever. It's just such a really good game, and yeah, it's the type of thing too where like I can do, I'm gonna go get the skill point, and then I do it, and I got, I'm like, okay, one more move, and then I'll, go have lunch. An hour later, I'm like, oh man, I'm hungry. I should stop playing this. So it is addicting in that way. And I've never played Breakpoint, and there's a part of me that's like, I really ought to give Breakpoint a try, because I know it got much less quality reviews than Wildlands, but same developer, I assume, some of the same team. I might like Breakpoint. It's been known to happen that people hate a game, and then I play it, I'm like, it's kind of good. So
yeah, you do.
Yeah, but in the meantime,
Quantum of Solace is a good example.
Oh, Quantum of Solace.
You love that game.
The funny thing about Wildlands is this happens every time I start up an old Ubisoft game. Somebody's hacked my game. Like, I went in, the language one was on Italian, my character looked all freaking weird, ghillie suit, face paint, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So, like, people tend to, and the last time I was playing it, or it wasn't this game, or maybe it was this game, I don't know, one Ubisoft game I went to after 3 or 4 years of being gone from it, and it was in Italian and all this stuff, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I got a message from somebody that was like, hey, are you ready to play? And I was like, motherfucker, you're trying to communicate to the person who hacked my account. And then they were like, oh shit, can you just let us play a little more? I really want to finish this game with my friend. And I was like, God damn, y'all got some nerve. You hacked my account. And then you're like, please let us keep playing. I'm like, God damn.
Let's keep hacking, man.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Let us,
I was like,
give us a time to finish.
You need that 2-step verification on, man. Like,
I do have it on now. Yeah, that after that it happened, I was like, so it must be that I got hacked before I did the 2-step.
Yeah, they must have got your password from somewhere in a.
Well, when I did my, I had that problem.
Your
before.
infamous Steam thing.
Well, but it's Steam versus Ubisoft, 2 different systems. So.
Yeah, it depends if you have the same password. That's what's probably happening.
Duke's password 1. What's the problem? No, it's like Spaceballs
right now. You might as well.
Right. Yeah. Here we go.
That's the stupidest combination I ever heard in my life.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, Ghost Recon Wildlands still is a good game after 20 years. This is the theme on this show. We're doing games from 20 years ago and games that came out this week.
Why not?
Those are the 2 ends of the extreme.
People. Variety.
Yeah,
exactly.
Variety.
Wait, keep listening, people. I'm playing a game soon that needs a toy gun. Keep listening.
Oh, snap.
Excellent. Well, let's hear about it. What is that?
What is
that? Come on, tell us all about it.
Tell us.
It's called Farpoint.
Farpoint.
So it's a PSVR game.
It is a Fargate.
You need a PlayStation console, 4, PS4 Pro, or 5. You need a PSVR. You need a PS camera. You need a PS gun and a copy of the game. Gaming is expensive, people.
It is if you have a fucking PSVR.
Any VR in general, I'd say.
Yeah.
Question.
Calculate. You say that, but you pay on the Oculus store. There's very little deals on there. In my experience of owning it,
it's got better over recent times. To be fair, at the beginning
now there's 20%
nothing.
discounts.
Now there's like sometimes some good discounts on there. I recently got a bundle of games and it was well cheap off. I can't remember which site it was now.
Yeah, they were great.
But they did a bundle of Quest games and it was just codes. And it like £12 for about 6 games. It was good.
Yeah. If they were good games, then cool.
They were good games. It had Zombieland one in it. Zombieland Head Shooter or whatever it was called, which is meant to be pretty good.
Is that any good? Okay.
I don't know. I've not played it yet.
They're so good. I haven't played it.
So good. I've got other stuff to play.
Right. Anyway, Antonio, tell us about Farpoint.
Farpoint, its main gimmick is that you use this PS gun. So I saw it on deal, I think for like 25 quid or something, this gun, and I was like, that's the cheapest I've ever seen it. I've always wanted to try Farpoint. The game itself is like pennies. You can get it for pennies because it's a pack-in game for a VR platform that needs a separate accessory.
Well, it's like DJ Hero.
It's quite a high barrier. Exactly. So that's why I went and got it. There is a story here. Don't care about it. I've got to the point where, but that's what I respect this. You can skip cutscenes first of all, obviously, but the diegetic storytelling. So you can find people's like leftover like memories. You can scan it, and then it tells you what has happened here. I've gotten to the point where I just walk past them. I don't care. I'm here for the gameplay.
Yeah.
And it is, think, okay, you're on some far off planet, another galaxy. Aliens everywhere that you don't understand.
You've gone to a far point of the galaxy, I guess you could say.
I get what you did.
There you go.
Sorry, go ahead.
I've noticed that when I spawned in, this had a shed load of free updates, by the way. There's now online multiplayer. There's a survival co-op mode. They've added a lot of post-launch stuff, which is cool. I'm looking forward to trying it.
Yeah.
I noticed when I spawned in, there's like a watch on your hand. So I think this game encourages speedrunning once you've beaten it the first time. Because you can just bolt it. I noticed it was very strange when I spawned in for the first time. You can't turn around. It was like, in default, you can't actually like turn backwards, which was strange for me. But what's quite cool about the enemy design is that if an enemy attacks you, if it's like a runner, it then like runs back into your field of vision. So it gets a nip on you, then goes, hold on, let me just get back in a position. Wait, I'm gonna try again. I thought that was kind of funny. The sense of scale in this game is amazing. So the first proper boss I fought against was like the first time you fought a berserker, for example, in Gears of War. Like how small you are versus them. It's beautiful in this game.
Cool.
The game itself is quite nice. Like to start with, I thought for the first 10 minutes, I'm going to hate this game.
Yeah.
Because it looks boring.
Yeah,
the story
it's just
was
you talking
really,
to those two people
really,
on the
really
screen.
drab.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. The story was really drab, and so I thought you only had just this assault rifle, and that was it. But no, you get shotguns, you get snipers, and you change guns by either clicking triangle or doing that with the gun. So for the listener, I'd actually put my arm behind my head as if I was holstering a gun.
Yeah.
And there's a lovely sound when it happens. It's so satisfying.
Cool.
And the actual gunplay itself, obviously you're controlling it, but it feels sublime. The controller itself recoils nice, vibrates nice when you're shooting, say, a shotgun versus a sniper or an assault rifle. And a couple hours in, I don't think I have that much long left. The enemy variety is really good. The location variety got a lot better. It kind of became Avatar, as in the James Cameron movie-esque at times with its color palettes.
Oh, you're shooting blue people?
It's really fun.
That.
You see,
Certainly
I look at this, it makes me sad, Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you why it makes me sad. Because on this flat screen in 2D, it looks phenomenal, right? It looks sharp as a pin. It looks amazing. But I know, because I've had a PSVR, this will be fucking pixely as hell inside that headset. And I don't care what you say, because I've had one and I know how bad it looks. And I just think if this was on the Quest 2 or the Valve Index, it would be a whole different ball game because it would look sublime within that headset. And I know it just doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that control was horrible.
Hold it back.
The tracking is horrendous on the PSVR. It's horrendous. Constantly resetting and recalibrating. Ugh.
I mean, with at least this gun, I've had zero tracking issues because.
Well, that's good because from my experience, and I know it was early days when I had mine, but it was horrendous. You were constantly.
Did you have the moves? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
That's all you can have, isn't it?
That, or you can use a DualShock for PSVR. But anyway, this is an accessory just for this game, and I think like 10 other games total. But I got it just for this because I've heard this is really good. And gameplay-wise, yeah. I don't know if you noticed, people, but I'm here for gameplay, not really story. A lot of time.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Antonio. How does it look? Because there's screen door effects in the PSVR now compared to all the more modern VR headsets. Must be horrendous.
So I will say I have the benefit of playing on a PS5, so I do have nicer actual visuals. So yeah, the only thing holding these games back now is the actual headset itself. Because yes, going from a Rift for me to a PSVR, there is a difference in quality, just actual quality of the lenses. Yeah, definitely. So that is the main thing holding it back. So hopefully, when the PSVR 2 comes out, that will be a better time to play.
Oh, definitely. And don't get me wrong, I think it's going to be a massive leap from the original. And I know that they wanted to get out there first, and I know they wanted to, make it a lower point of entry for people, if you already own the system. But it's a long time ago now, in the sort of case of VR and how far it's come. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
A lot has changed.
So this game is great, plays amazingly. Like I said, for the first 10 minutes, I thought this is gonna suck. But then skip to an hour later, I was smiling ear to ear, gunning down this massive boss with missile launchers on my assault rifle, changing guns constantly to make sure no one gets me from behind. It was so fun. It felt like, when you kind of enter a zone when you're playing a game, a shooter or an action game. You enter the zone, but with a real, it's a toy gun, but a real gun in your hand, moving around, going, whoa, dancing about. It's so fun. Yeah. And Sean in the chat said, you must try Firewall, which I do plan to. Firewall is basically PSVR's version of CSGO.
Okay.
And I played it a bit when I first got my PSVR with the actual PS4 controller, but it was a bit naff with the controller. But yeah, I will try it with the gun. Thank you, Sean. We'll try it. Thank you.
It does look great. Don't get me wrong. Like saying 2D on this screen, it looks amazing.
I wonder how big the difference is. I mean, Stu, you would have played it on the PS4, right? And I wonder how big the difference is between the 4 and the 5.
You see, what I remember the most, right, and I'll be honest with you, is playing Resident Evil 7 in VR, which is great because that game looks amazing normally, but in VR it just looked horrible. It's just the screen door effect and the pixels and oh man.
The jump, so anything that's a problem with the hardware itself, it's still there obviously. Yeah. But in terms of texture resolution and frame rate, going from PS4 to PS5 was generational for me. Sorry about that. Yeah. Was generational for me because it was a massive difference. Because I played I replayed Resident Evil 7 briefly on the PS5 versus the PS4. It is generational. Because
it does look completely PS5, different.
It looks better. I wouldn't say completely different because the hardware itself is still cheap.
It's still the same.
You can't get past the hardware.
No.
And so I played Walking Dead Saints and Sinners on PS5 as well, and that had some PS5 enhancements. So it does look better, but again, the actual hardware itself is holding it back.
Yeah.
But Farpoint, I mean, you need a gun. Yeah. So that's already an entry. You need a VR headset. You need to set the bastard up.
Yeah.
You can see why this game. I think I paid $150 for the actual game itself.
Yeah.
You can see why.
I figured if you already bought all the equipment, then let's not.
If you're that
them
deep
on the game.
Why not?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I can go and get it very quickly for the viewers if you want. It looks so stupid, the gun, but
the dude on screen's got one. If you look on the screen, he has actually got one of them.
The best way to describe people is. If you've ever been to Laser Quest or any kind of laser-esque thing where you take your kids and it's you got to shoot the laser things on people's chests, think that, but a lot more slimmer and lighter. That is basically what it is. But it's well made and the game itself
it looks really great. Fun. I've got to say, I'm looking at this, I think looks amazing. If this was on Steam, if this was on Steam, I'd have been playing it probably. Get it on PC, Steam, Link, job done.
Sadly, I don't think it'll be ported to any other headset because it's a PSVR exclusive and it's made with this dinky gun in mind, so...
I must admit, actually, today, I was looking, there was, on the news feed, I found a bit of news and there's someone's made a mod for Half-Life Alyx that's like John Wick. And that looks so cool. So I'm gonna download that and see how that goes.
Yeah, let us know.
So, that looks super cool.
For people who played Half-Life Alyx, is this better than Half-Life Alyx? No, but it's still great. There you go. There's a good review for you. It's no Half-Life Alyx, but you get an actual gun and you can shoot aliens. And it's really fun.
That's always fun. That's always going to be fun.
And it does look kind of pretty too.
It does.
Minus the PSVR headset.
Yeah, very nice. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a demo. I played a demo only today. Played it today.
Oh my goodness, stuff that came out this week, people.
It's a demo.
It's a prologue, and it's the next game that's been published by Humble Studios, like Humble Bundle publishers.
Yeah.
Who did Unpacking, of course, which has been highly acclaimed. But it's called Chinatown Detective Agency. It's on Steam now. You can get it and play it if you want to give it a go. I thought the beginning of this was great.
Oh,
it's sort of pixel art. It's kind of cyberpunk, and you're in Chinatown, and you're obviously a private detective. You used to be a police officer, you know, took a different route. So it's very narrative driven.
Yeah.
And so I like the beginning. It's kind of cool. So the beginning of the game, you're sort of in this dude turns up and he's like, oh, we need to find somebody, and I'm guessing you want some work. Well, this will be decent pay. And so you're like, yeah, I can't find. I've only just started. I won't give me cash. And it has some kind of cool features. So within the game, you'll get a puzzle, but you have to go on the proper internet to find information to then go back into the game and use it.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's kind of cool. But then there's some things that could be better. Like, for instance, there's like a web button in the game. You press that, it brings you completely out of the game and opens a web page in Chrome.
Oh, right, like actually opening real Chrome?
Actually, the internet web page. So it opens a web page in Chrome. You type in what you need, you go back. Then you have to click on your taskbar, go back into the game, put the information in the game. Then something else happens where you have to come out. You press the web button again. But this time it opens another page on top of the original one. So after you've done that, you end up with about a stack of 6 web pages.
Yeah.
So I had to keep closing them all down.
Right.
So in the end, I was just pressing the Windows button to come out instead, so that I could just use the same web page again rather than keep opening a new one every time I press the button.
It's a big deal, but okay.
No, but it's just a bit of a weird decision.
I mean, it is weird. I think the act of taking you out of the game itself is more of a concern to me than having a bunch of tabs open. But I mean, whatever.
No, I didn't mind that so much because I thought it was kind of cool, breaking the fourth wall. You're actually using the real internet to find stuff that you need.
Guess.
Like for instance, there's
and this is a point and click game. The graphics are it looks like an old Sierra Online game from back in the day.
It does, but it's fine. It looks great.
It's fine. I'm just complaining about the graphics.
And I like it when you travel around, you go onto the map. So there's like a world map.
Yeah.
And you go on there and you click on the location, and it changes into a subway train.
Yeah.
And then takes you there, which is kind of a cool little neat feature that it's got. But what it does, so the first, so you have to find this dude and his girlfriend have skipped town. So they've done a runner. Okay, so then you have to go and find this book that they was last seen, where location seen looking at. So you find the book, and then you find all these letters and sentences are underlined in the book.
Okay.
So then you go to their apartment, and when you get to their apartment, you find a thing on the computer that's like a cipher, to crack the code.
Yeah,
in the
cracking
book.
the code. Now we're talking.
Cracking the code. So then you go back to the library and you crack the code.
Yeah.
And then you find out they've gone somewhere, but then you have to figure out where they've gone. And you get this clue, and it's like Ludstown or something.
Right.
So when you Google Ludstown, it's the old-fashioned name for London.
Oh, I see.
Which I didn't know, and I was like, "Oh, I've learned something today."
There you go.
So then you find
out Carmen San Diego.
Find out they've gone to London, so you have to book a plane, and then you have to wait in game time until it's 3 hours before, so you can board the plane.
Oh man, that sounds like fun waiting to board a plane.
So there was a thing came up, and it said, "Oh, to wait, you need to do this, this, and this, and then you can choose how long you want to wait, so time will go quicker." Blah blah blah. So I'm like, oh, and I didn't. When you don't really take so much notice of something.
Okay.
And you see it and you think, oh yeah, well it'll be easy. It'll be in the menu somewhere.
It's a video game. You sit down and then you press the button and then you wait. Nope.
Yeah. Nope. Could I find it? No. No idea. And I'm like, I couldn't find the help. There was no help page to tell you again.
This game sounds like a fucking nightmare, man. This is like my...
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Luckily, time itself goes pretty quick in game anyway, so I just had to hang around until it was 3 hours. Anyway, Go on the plane, went to London, had a bit of a shootout, disarmed him. There's this like bit of a sort of not quick time event so much as, but when you have a shootout, this little reticule appears above the character's head, and you're going into a shootout. Then you've only got so long to shoot, or else they get killed, or you shoot automatically and kill them. So you had to shoot him in the arm to disarm him.
Oh,
saved the woman, saved him, brought him back, did the thing right. And I'm like, that was quite cool. That I might buy the whole game because I like that. It's kind of fun, doing all this detective work and finding this dude, whatever.
So wait, sorry, Stu, I beg your pardon. Where is this set?
Chinatown.
Forget it, Marge! It's Chinatown!
Thank you, Anton.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, that you do all that, right? And I'm like, I like that first mission. It was kind of fun.
Yes.
Right.
Especially the part where you wait for a plane.
Wait for a plane. Then this woman turns up, right? And she goes, "Oh, I've got a job for you." So you're like,
does it involve
great,
waiting for planes?
This is going to be even better because the first job was pretty cool. So this is going to be even cooler.
Okay.
So I said, "Well, what job have you got?" And she gets this little envelope packet thing out of her pocket, right? And she goes, "I've got a stamp that I need you to reunite with its owner." I was like, "Right, stamp." So,
I have a feeling there's no shootout with the stamp retrieval.
So you get the stamp. No, there's no shootout. I'll just get the stamp, right? And then it says, you've got to figure out where to return it to. So you've got to take it back to the museum from where it came, right? So I was like, fine. So there was some words on the stamp. So I came out of the game.
Oh, slow down. What words? We need to know more details about the stamp.
I can't remember. So I Googled it. It turned out it's Istanbul anyway. That's where it needs to go.
I think you mean Istanbul.
Istanbul. Anyway. So,
comedy genius.
So there's like, you are. So there's like a little thing at the bottom where you can book a flight. I forgot to mention that. So I went to the book flight.
Okay. Slow down.
So I booked another flight to Istanbul.
And then you waited for another plane.
I definitely put Istanbul on, waiting for the plane. And I get on the plane and he took me to London again.
Oh, Jesus.
I just paid $550
for
a ticket
flight,
to Istanbul,
dingus.
And I'm in fucking London.
God
so I
damn
go to
it!
London
Now what are you
Museum
supposed to do?
There's
no stamps in London.
No fucking stamp. So I went. So I went back to the thing. Then I had to book another flight. Right. Well, the next.
Oh my God, Stuart, you're killing me here.
I know.
What's
9:45 in the morning. So I had to wait 6 hours. Right. So. So I was like, fucking hell. And I don't know how to wait. So I'm just like, fuck me. So I'm just waiting in-game time.
You have Google. We know you have access to Google because this game made you use it. You didn't think to type in whatever the hell this game is called, How to Wait?
Yes, but it's because it's only like a prologue prequel demo that came out about 2 days ago. There's nothing on the internet about it yet, really. So no one's played it enough to put something like that down. So I did try that. Don't get me wrong. I did try that. Anyway, so he eventually gets to Istanbul, and then you get extra cash if you can figure out which town it was sent from, and there's half a postmark.
I have to apologize, Stu. You're right. I did a search for how to wait in China, and there's nothing about how to wait. So anyway, sorry.
No.
Okay.
So
you're right.
So there's half a postmark with 4 letters, and then from those 4 letters, you've got to figure out the city it came from. Right?
Lond. I think it's probably Manchester.
Right? Fuck this. So it was ROUT, and I'm like, is that in Turkey? So I'm looking Turkish cities.
Crouton, the city.
Fuck knows. Anyway, so yeah, Crouton. I should have put that. Maybe it'll work. Yeah. But it's optional, thank goodness. So it goes to the museum.
Fuck you and your stamp.
The dude in the museum goes, "Oh, thanks very much. So why have you brought this to me?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I was hired to take the stamp." Yeah. So I give him the stamp, and then he goes, "Oh, I wonder if you've got any more information. Where did it originate from?" I'm like, "You're the fucking expert in the museum. Really? You figure it out." So I didn't get it. So anyway, I get back at the end. I didn't get the extra cash. So I'm like, oh, well, that's only a little side mission. So that's all right. So
that was a side mission, people. Just hang on. We're getting to the real mission in a second.
Woman's really cryptic, right? So she's like, oh, meet me at my place. Meet me at my club or whatever. So
I got another stamp for you to find out about.
Yeah, right. Well, fuck me. So I get to the club, right? And she's like, I'll introduce you to the person who gave me the stamp. So I'm thinking, oh, it must go and get juicier now.
Now it's going to get juicy.
It's going to get juicy. So I get... So I get to this club. She has this what looks like a strip club or something.
Oh, hey, oh. It's like on The Simpsons. Sorry, it's like on The Simpsons when Kirk Van Houten is like telling his life story, and they're like, "Oh, so boring." And then his wife is like, "Let me tell you a story about a man who's managerial impotence." And Homer's like, "Hey." Sorry, go ahead, Stu.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, so I get to the club, and she's there. She's like, "Hey, here's the guy. Here he is." And he's some nerd, right? And he's like, "Oh, my dad he ran the church or something, some weird shit, right? I ran the church, and I inherited an insubstantial sum of money but it was all on a lie, and these stamps are part of that lie, and you could go and sell one instead of returning it to its owner, but then you would be part of the lie, right? And he said stuff
the
like that.
international world of intrigue and stamp fraud.
Then he goes, I've got 2 more sets of stamps for you to deliver.
Oh,
and I'm
wow.
like, fuck this game. I am fucking done. I am not delivering any more fucking stamps, and you can fuck your postcodes. Stick them up your ass.
Yeah, fuck you and your stamps.
Yeah, I turned it up.
A man whose complete lack of business sense and managerial impotence sent the #1 cracker factory in town into a tie for 6th with Table Time and Allied Biscuit. Sorry.
Brilliant.
Well, I'm glad you had fun with the prologue of that stupid-ass stamp game.
If the demo had stopped at the end of the find the 2 people in London and have a shootout,
you would have bought it.
I'd have been like, it's pretty good, this. I like this.
Yeah.
But the stamp thing completely gave me the ick, man. I have got the ick. It completely turned me off. I was like, no, this is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
I like the first bit, but I am not fucking delivering stamps all over the world. And not only that, she goes, we ain't paying no expenses, so you better be thrifty.
What?
Right? I was like, what?
Man.
You're expecting to fly all over the world delivering these stupid fucking stamps to museums.
Yeah, if they're going to pay $700,000, then it's worth it.
No, fuck you.
The problem is that you pay me for my time waiting around for these airplanes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I weren't impressed in the end. I was impressed, and then I weren't impressed.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
In that order.
Yeah, I was interested in the story you were telling, then I got real bored, so I know what it means.
Sorry.
I know what it's like.
I'm sorry, I put you through that.
Well, we had to get the feeling that you were having.
Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't think we've got any more. I have got another game, and I know Antonio has, but I think
I want to hear about Rainbow Six Extraction.
Well, it's just
if you're going to tell 20 minutes about a goddamn stamp story, he gets to tell about Rainbow Six Extraction. It's real quick, Antonio. Go ahead, real quick.
Hold on, I'm gonna look. I got 1 minute.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Extraction. It's the siege gameplay, but you're fighting aliens. It's not very fun on your own. Definitely play it with a friend, or if you can, 2 people. So get a squad of 3. There's a cool mechanic where if you die during the mission, you have to go and rescue yourself and also they can't be played again until they're rescued. And also you get down if you get any damage and you don't heal yourself, that damage stays. So it makes you have to change different characters and play as different people. Kind of cool. It's a small price tag. It's on Game Pass. Play it if you got it on Game Pass.
It's kind of like zombies.
Play it with friends.
It looks a little bit like zombies because Rainbow Six Siege is all about you're in a house and there's things coming at you from different directions, but you're not going through a map, right?
You're going through different maps.
So you're going
through
like
a map. It really quickly.
Okay.
It's a bit like Left 4 Dead, isn't it? It's a bit like Left 4 Dead.
Okay, yeah. So you spawn into different locations. They're split up by countries, but inside each country there's different locations to go to.
Okay.
You spawn in. There are 3 objectives you can do, and they get harder and harder as they go. Of course, different difficulties.
Gotcha.
You can extract whenever you want. So you can do 1 bit and then realize, hell no, I'm getting out. And sometimes it's smarter to extract because, like I said, if you die, they can't be played again until you rescue them.
Right.
And that means if someone goes down, the next mission, one of the 3 objectives will be save the person you just lost.
Gotcha.
It's being sold at a reduced price tag on its own already, which is good. I've seen it for 25, 20 quid already in the UK. It's worth that. But only get it if you have friends you can play it with. There's my very quick review.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's tactical as in the Rainbow Six games anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and especially if you're doing it on harder difficulties, you have to be tactical. I love the Rainbow Six Siege gameplay, but the barrier to entry when I jumped in was too high. Everyone was too skilled, and I was not ready to do that. But PvE, all day.
Yeah,
the gameplay is really fun.
Yeah.
But I don't want PvP.
I'd be honest, man. I used to love Rainbow Six Vegas 2 back in the day. I played so much of that. I would love to get a game kind of like that again, where it's not.
Oh, it's here. There you go. Here it is.
Well, it's closer. So I might try this. I don't know. Thank you for letting us know, Antonio. I'm curious. I might try it at some point.
Okay.
Okay.
We have got 1 speak pipe, and then we've got a quiz off Derek. So let's do the speak pipe.
Speak pipe. It's the way to leave a message for us.
Okay. I'm trying to find some background I could put on to put up for the thing. Nope, that's not
you
it.
can just leave this. It doesn't matter.
I'm not leaving
Leave
this.
this on.
No.
It's fine.
Here, let me find something to put. Okay, this was working before, so I'll use it again. Okay, yeah, the speak pipe I'm putting on. And so I'm going to change this to community stuff now. Community stuff. Okay, speak pipe number 1 comes to us from, I haven't opened my email yet. Let me open it up and see what we got. Sunrise Movement. No. Derek Science quiz answers. No. Lebo.
There
That's
you
the
go.
One. There you go. Is this 4 seconds from Jason Gallagher again?
No.
Oh.
No. This is
actually from a human. Okay.
Actual human being.
Hey, vets. Not of the veterinarian gaming lifestyle. I just want to say, Stu is a superstar DJ. Ginny is the funniest man alive. Joke is my favourite American.
Yeah.
Apart from Donald Trump. Only joking.
Yeah.
You three shit all over Giant Bobcast. And
Wow.
Derek is Sir Anthony Hopkins. I know it. Love you guys. Lebo.
Derek.
There you go.
Sounds like a great guy.
Better than Giant Bombcast. I don't think you can say more
Wow.
than that. Really.
I mean, it's not a contest, but we appreciate you saying so.
Yeah,
man.
we'll take it.
Great,
We'll
yeah.
take it.
Appreciate that,
just to say,
Lebo. Thank you for being in touch.
Just to say, and I put this up on the Discord this week and on Twitter and stuff. But we were number 65 on the iTunes charts this week in the UK. And it's a while since we've been in the top 100. So
yeah,
there you go. Thank you, everybody who helps with all that listening. And
yeah, thanks.
So
Stu, you keep going frozen, man. What the hell?
I know, my internet's playing up tonight. Sorry.
All right, well, let's just keep tracking through.
I know, yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying we're 65, so we haven't had a review. I always check Canada, America, and the UK.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do one, that's fine.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Can you still hear me all right?
Yeah, we hear you fine. You're good.
Yeah.
Big thumbs up. All right, is it time for the quiz?
It's time for the quiz.
Is it time for the quiz?
It's time for the quiz. It's time for the quiz. We play the shitty sound clip when it's time for the quiz.
You've got a clip of me.
All right.
Is that new?
No, I've had that.
new?
I just thought I'd play it right after that.
I see what you did there.
I'll have the audio ready to go. Go ahead. What?
No, can I just say?
Say it
can
now.
I just say? I have got one small email I've forgotten about because it
Oh,
came.
snap.
It was in spam again. They keep
It's
on going
not
into
time
spam.
for
So
the
I have to say
quiz.
spam. Yes,
Whoa, that ruled.
Now, they were a first-time listener
okay.
on January 18th, but they may not be anymore because I never read their email.
They're not
So I'm
listening.
so sorry.
These fucks aren't
I'm
even
so
going to read
sorry.
my email. Fuck y'all.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
So, Martin from Devon.
Yeah.
If you're still listening, I am so sorry because it went into my spam folder, and it does that quite often because it's like it goes to a special podcast account, so it comes through via there.
You know what's up with? You know what? It's interesting you say that because I sent out an email to the people in my union recently, and like a bunch of them found my email in their spam filter. So I wonder if maybe the Gmail spam bots have gotten stronger or something. I don't know.
Getting stronger. So I do sorry, but anyway, he's entitled First Time Listener.
Yeah.
First time listener. And he says, I was pleased to find your podcast on Amazon Music and been really enjoying listening to your shows.
Woo!
It's impressive how much content you fit into each one with news, reviews, and lots more too.
Yeah.
You all have such interesting opinions, and your comments and banter is often laugh out loud funny. Well done, and keep up the good work, Martin from Devon. So thank you,
Thanks,
Martin. Apologies again. Keep your eyes on the road because I know people get distracted when we mention them on the show. If that's what you're doing when you're listening, if you're using a power tool, turn it off. Just saying.
That's right.
So we don't want any lost limbs. No,
that's
lost
right.
Limbs.
No lost limbs.
Anyway, we've got a quiz. We've done the intro. We're not doing all that bullshit again. So here we go. It's called "Stop Me If You Played This One Before" quiz.
Yes, I have played this one before. So stop. Just kidding.
Stop me, oh, stop me. Hello. Again,
Hello.
VeteranGamers.
Yeah.
Since you really loved my video game name quiz last week, especially Duke, I thought I'd do another one. But with a slight twist.
Oh, there's a twist.
The original. There's a twist. It's the same format, but this time I have chosen one game released in each of the previous 15 years, 2007 to 2021, listed chronologically.
Okay.
Cool.
Answers answers by SpeakPipe as usual. I intend to complete a hat-trick of quizzes next week. But quiz 3 will not be based on video games. It will be based on a YouTube channel I have been watching and enjoying recently. All will be revealed next week.
Okay.
So think of today as a double quizzed and next week as your booster quiz. Meaning you don't have to do another one anytime soon. Well, that's not necessarily true because apparently we might have to even have another booster. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'll be jabbed to death. So let's get started.
Let's get started. Do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
We don't have numbers for what's it?
No, we didn't have any last week. I just need to check the rules because he hasn't put them in this week. Okay, this was the rules last week. Same applies.
Yeah.
I have used either beer, gin, rum, vodka, whiskey, or wine as substitute words or numbers.
Yes.
So you know how many parts there are left to guess.
Okay.
Okay. So, for instance, last week the clue was beer, gin, rum, buster, busts loose.
Right.
Okay, so there you go. So here we go. So let's do this week's. And the first one is this. Question number 1. Beer gin icon.
Def Jam icon.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's make sure.
Okay, here are the answers to the video game name quiz, part 2. Number 1. Def Jam.
All right, we got a point on the board already.
go.
Thank you, Antonio.
Terrible game.
Yeah, I never played it.
Terrible game.
I didn't
Right,
know
number
why.
2.
I saw it. I was like, no, I'm not going near that.
Now, we mentioned this about 5 seconds ago, so chances are you're going to get it.
I don't know.
Hey, you ready?
I have a pretty bad,
Question number 2.
what do you call it, where you have things in your...
Beer, gin, rum, vodka, Vegas 2.
Oh, Rainbow Six.
Nice.
Vegas 2.
Wait, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
Tom
Vegas
Clancy's
2.
Rainbow
Tom
Six
Clancy's
Vegas
Rainbow
2.
Six
Yeah,
Vegas
yeah,
2.
There you go. Got to have 17 names in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 2. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
See? And you didn't want him to talk about it, but we would have got that wrong. Well, we probably would have.
Well, I don't know whether we would have done.
We would have not have gotten it wrong. Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Question number 3.
Yep.
Beer, gin, rum, bound in blood.
Bound in blood. Oh, God.
You don't know this? I know this.
Is that Call of Juarez?
Call of Juarez.
Call of Juarez nailed it. What?
Nice one. Well done.
We said it at the same time.
Yeah, we did. Oh, it's like we're in love.
It's like
Number 3.
Ooh.
Call of Juarez.
Yeah, we are nailing this.
There we are. So 3 out of the 3 so far. Let's keep this a clean sweep.
That's
Question
right.
number 4. Beer, gin, rum, the 40th day.
My instant thought was Army of 2.
Oh, yes, it was. Yeah, it was. It was. That was the second one.
Yeah, I think that's the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Number 4. Army of 2.
Damn, nailing it.
Yeah.
What?
Question number 5. Please let me do this one because it's obviously, one of my. Well, it's not one of my favorite games, but it's a good game. Because we're all going to get this, but it's beer, gin, rum, Assassin of Kings, which is obviously The Witcher 2.
Witcher 2, baby. Mm-hmm. It's The Witcher 2.
Number 5. The Witcher 2.
Yeah. 5 out of 5. What?
We're doing well.
Yeah, we
Question
are.
number 6. I don't know what this is. I think Antonio will probably get this. or maybe you do. Who knows? The Testament beer, gin, rum.
The
Testament? Oh, he's lost me.
No, I am not getting this.
I have no idea. The Testament beer, gin, rum.
Top of the head, I actually don't know. Top of the head.
No, I couldn't guess.
No?
At all.
I feel like I'm gonna know this when he says it. I feel like I should know it.
I really don't know, I'm afraid. No.
Let's find out. No. We got our first one wrong. Wah, wah, wah.
Number 6. Of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't have got that.
Bad about
I have played this.
If only Chinny
I wouldn't have
here.
got that.
I know Chinny would have got that. He likes the Sherlock Holmes games.
But whatever. Fuck Chinny. We don't like him.
Yeah, they got that. Yeah. Okay. Number 7. Beer, gin, XCOM declassified.
Oh, The Bureau, wasn't
it? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember playing it. I remember playing it on the Nvidia Shield handheld at Eurogamer one year.
Wow, that's going back a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 7, The Bureau.
Yeah. Look at
it was like, I think it was a third-person shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. It looked cool, but it probably I hear it wasn't good.
So. Question number 8. Beer, gin, rum, freeze. Oh, sorry. Beer, gin, rum, vodka freeze.
Freeze.
What year would this be now?
I have no idea anymore. So it started at 2007.
Because I have a guess. I have a guess.
7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 2014.
Because my instant guess was Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, because that would have been a Wii U game, 2014. That makes sense.
But how many?
That's
what I was asking. Yeah.
3. I think you're right, though. I think it is that. Is it not Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze?
Yeah, that would be it. I think.
That's
my guess for Freeze.
Number 8, Donkey Kong Country Tropical.
Yeah, look at Antonio go.
Nice.
I mean, I got the country. Got the country.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Yep.
Good game, that. Good game, that.
Very good. Very good. Well done. Question number 9. Beer, gin, rum, China.
Is that one of those Assassin's Creed side scrollers?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Assassin's Creed Chronicles.
Chronicles? Okay.
Yeah, nice one, yeah. It was China, Russia, and India, I think it was.
Duke not useless. Duke not useless.
No, you did well there.
Number 9.
Duke not useless.
Assassin's Creed Chronicles.
I never played it. I have no idea what it's called, but I knew there was a game that did that.
I played that one. I didn't play the other two. It didn't grab me.
Yeah.
Oh, Chini would have loved to have been on the show because this is one of his favorite games. Question number 10. Homefront beer gin.
The Revolution.
The Revolution, yeah.
Oh, right. He hated that. He didn't finish it because it broke. It broke halfway through.
But he had a good time complaining about it, so there's that.
He did. He did. He loved that game.
It made content. That's what matters.
10. The Revolution.
Revolution.
Yeah, terrible game. Terrible game.
Yeah.
Question number 11. Beer gin principle.
Beer gin principle.
I don't know what this is.
Principle.
Danganronpa, those games set in a school?
Yeah, it's not principle though.
Yeah.
It's not principle.
There's a bully version that came out.
I think it's going to be like the something principle as opposed to.
I was thinking Stanley Terrible.
Yeah. No.
But I think there is a game kind of like that that's called something principle.
Yeah.
Ah, crap. It's the blank principle. Oh no, wait, the Talos principle. What?
Oh, it is.
Yes.
It is.
Well done. Well done.
Duke in the clutch.
That is well done. That's well done.
Woohoo.
Number 11. The Talos.
Yeah, and that game was fun until the puzzle started requiring, like, it's a 3D game, kind of like Portal, but like you have to you're using these mirrors to bounce light beams and stuff, and it's like a pixels difference. Like you have to thread that needle, and it just became not fun because you'd have to set it up and then go over here and hit the light, and then if it didn't work, you'd go back, and it just got so tedious. So it's a shame because I really liked it in theory, and some of the things about it were cool, but nope. Talos Principle, thumbs down.
Number 12, Beer Gin Out, which is No Way Out.
No Way Out, yeah, there you go.
No Way Out.
Damn, we got 9.
Number 12, Away.
Oh, it was A Way Out. Ah!
Oh, damn it. I was so
close enough. We'll count it.
Close enough. I was close.
10 out of 12. We're doing okay.
It's a shame Derek didn't know I was coming on because he could have thrown in some Japanese narrative game or something and it'd been BG and rum, vodka, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, right.
Have we got 2 wrong? Which was the other one we got wrong?
It was one we didn't know at all.
Yeah, that.
That was the only one, though. That's the only one we've not got
there were 2
so far.
I mean, I think I've been marking them down every time we got them right, so whatever.
Oh, we did. With the Testament of Sherlock Holmes we didn't get.
Right.
So that's 1. But we got Assassins of Kings, we got the 40th Day, we got Man in Blood. Yeah, I think that's the only one we've got wrong so far.
Okay, well, I'll pretend like we have 11.
That's my fault, to be fair, not for listening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 13.
Anybody in the chat want to tell us which other one we got wrong? I can mark it correctly.
Yeah, I'm looking down the list. I don't think we got any of those.
Okay.
Beer, gin, aces.
Oh, Mario Tennis Aces.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it was that.
Number 13. Mario Tennis.
Hey.
Oh, well done. I wouldn't have got that.
Yeah.
I'd have thought Ace Combat.
I wonder if Chinny would have gotten that.
Probably. Number 14, John Wick Beer. I didn't play. Is that what it is? I've not played a John Wick game, so I wouldn't know.
Hey, as soon as you said that, these X's came on the screen. How about that?
Number 14, Hex.
Okay. There it is.
And the final one for an almost clean sweep.
Yeah, almost.
Nearly. Beer, gin, rum, remake, integrate. I have no clue what that is.
Isn't that
Final Fantasy 7.
Is that what that is?
Final Fantasy 7.
Really?
That was the PS5 version, yeah.
Okay.
It was either the PS5 version or the DLC.
See, he's trying to catch us out there.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's Final Fantasy 7.
Finally, number 15.
Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
Hey,
all right.
We
so we got a 93%. Not bad. And it's only fitting that I play this sound to celebrate with, given that answer for the last one. You thought it was going to be the Final Fantasy sound.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
What?
And that's it. So,
good quiz, man. Thanks, Derek.
I guess it's shout-out time.
Yeah, I guess it is shout-out time.
So we'll go with guests first.
It's time for a shout-out. Hey!
So, Antonio, over to you.
I will shout out you fellas, of course, for always having me on. It's always fun. And Derek, because the quizzes are always a very fun highlight of being on this show. And also, I'll shout out my podcast, Gabbing About Movies. Why not? A bit of promotion for that. Why not?
Go for it.
And,
do it.
Yeah. Gabbing About Movies. Check us out if you like to hear about movies.
Yay.
Two film nerds trying to pretend we know what we're talking about. And occasionally we have a good comment.
Yeah, it's a good
like
discussion. I enjoy that show.
I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Duke.
Gary Lever's birthday was Saturday, and we still love you, Gary. It's so weird. People are posting memorials on his Facebook, which is sweet.
It's weird when you see someone's birthday come up for you.
Of course.
No longer with us anymore.
Yeah. And same on like Discord or Steam or something. It's just like, oh man, because like he has certain games on his wish list, obviously, and it's like so and so wants this game. Oh, Gary. So for those of you who never knew Gary, who never met Gary, he was awesome, and he was taken from us too soon. But, he lives on in our hearts and our memories. So, yeah. Shout out to Chinny. Come back and, we'll have you again if we have to. Shout out to Antonio for filling in because we love talking with him and he's always interesting. Shout out to Jacinta and Sean and Lord on the Twitch chat. And then shout out to Ian Williams, Soul Brother 1, James Bevan, Derek Sines. On the YouTube chat and everybody who was hanging out. Oh, and Lobo, whatever his name was, Boo Boo, Booley, whatever his name was, who sent in the other speak pipe. Thank you.
Oh, and, Lebo.
Lebo, that's it. Thank you. And shout out to the Duchess because she's making pizza tonight. So I'm looking forward to that.
There you go. I'll shout out Chinny as well. And by the way, you may well be on again rather soon, Antonio, if you're up for it, because Chinny is obviously going to New York in March, so that's not too far away now. He is.
Well, see if someone else wants to come on. I don't mind because, there's someone out there probably hates me, so, yeah.
I'm sure they don't. It's absolutely fine. We like you.
It's the internet.
Antonio.
Someone hates you.
That's do
the
a
first
good
thing
job.
you need to learn about the internet, though. Someone hates you out there.
And it helps you play games. It helps that you play games. So thank you for that, Antonio. Thank you to everybody who listens to the show and downloads the show. Give us some reviews. Get some reviews on iTunes. If you listen via iTunes, drop us a review. I'll read them out. I'll try my best. Drop us emails, and I know they're going in my spam, but I've started checking my spam folder every week now, in addition to all the other stuff, just to make sure I don't miss anyone. And I'm sorry that I have. Obviously, shout out to Martin Martin, wasn't it? Martin from Devon. You're a bit of Devon. I'm sure that's not the right accent, but we'll go with it. We'll go with that. It was Martin. Well remembered by me. Martin from Devon Lake. I'm sure that's not right, but
It's more Somerset. That's more where I'm from.
I guess. We'll go with it, though.
Go with it.
Go with it. And also a special shout out to Lebo, who obviously sent us speak time, but he gives me a lot of support on the Mixcloud. You know, listens to all the mixes. He put some comments on this week's rap mix on hip hop.
Oh yeah,
hippity
okay.
hop, hippity
Cool.
hop.
Hip,
he said Duke will like this mix. Is what he said.
I'm sure I will. I'm looking forward to listening to it.
That was his comment, and I think he will. So there you go. So thank you. And he listens to quite a few of my mixes. So thanks for all the support and everyone else who gives my mixes a listen. They do all right. You know, if I get over 20 listens, I'm quite happy.
Sure.
You know, I'm fairly happy with that. Yeah. And that's kind of it, really. And obviously, thank you to Antonio for filling in.
Thanks, Antonio.
Always.
Thank you.
And that's it. I think we're done.
If you like this podcast, there is another site you should check out, which is called VGHub.net.
Go to VGHub.net, people. Don't make me break your face.
Won't you? Just switch off the television set, go and do something less boring instead. Sitting at home, watch TV, turning up slow movies.
Fuck yourself.
Give us some money.
There you go. That's it. We're done.
There you
Duke,
go.
What's your thoughts on Futurama coming back?
Yeah, you know, without John DiMaggio, what are you doing, man? Come on.
No,
That's
no.
bogus.
No.
And you know what? I'm
Cashing
sorry.
in is
There's a
what
lot of
they're doing.
Futurama I haven't even seen. I think there's like 2 seasons. And the other thing is this. Look, I guess they were building to it, but Fry and Leela connecting, that just always bugged me because she said, no, thank you, not interested. And he was like, there's got to be some big, huge gesture I can do. That's not how love works, man. If she says no, thank you, just move the fuck on. There's other fish in the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that as somebody who did not know how to move on when I was younger. So I just hate that trope of
That's
like,
told them. You tell them,
the
dude.
guy just has to keep trying. It's like on The Simpsons when Chief Wiggum tells Ralph, women are like nuts. You got to be persistent. No, Lisa's not going to be into you. I didn't like you. I never liked you. Like, just leave it go, man. Just say cool.
Let
and
it
walk
go.
away. It's the best. The best model for that is in Office Space. Y'all seen Office Space, right?
Oh,
Nope.
Yeah.
He goes to her and he says, hey, look, I'm going to go have lunch next door. And so if you want to come have lunch with me, cool. And if not, that's cool too. And he means it. And, you know, she ends up going to have lunch with him. But if she didn't, like, it would be like, whatever. Okay. Your loss. That's the way you ought to think. You got to have more confidence, folks. The person you're interested in isn't
Sean, by the way, Sean in the chat says audio book soon, Duke.
Yeah, I finished recording it. I got all these notes about what I need to edit, but I don't have time. I had to get grades in, and it's the end of the year coming up. Not really soon, but kind of. And I got a million things to do, and I got union stuff and Cardinal 30s to do and all sorts of things. So I'm working on it, but you know, I can't promise when it'll happen.
It'll be soon.
As I put on Twitter, the adventure launches in 2022. That's as specific as I got. So
yeah, well, that's like a video game. It'll come at some time.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll come at some time. Yeah. Radio, thank you guys. I've got to go because I'm working tomorrow. I'm up early, so I'm gonna go.
Thanks,
to bed.
Antonio.
Well, thank you again, Antonio. See you.
I'm happy to help you, Duke, with the edit if you want. Obviously,
I appreciate
not that much
that
because obviously you care about that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It'd probably take as much time to like send shit over your way than it would to just do it myself. So I'll just take care of it. But I appreciate that thought.
No worries, no problem. No problem.
See you all soon.
I will leave you boys to it, everybody.
Yeah,
bye.
Peace.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.